line, John Gibbs.
Oh, that was terrible defence in the first one. The really bad one was from Happy Karoya-Sao, and then he just dashed away. But he's been in fine try-scoring form. He's got 8 tries now in his past 10 games, and he's got the most of any Seagull this year, 15 tries. But that was reminiscent of what he did against the Bulldogs in the finals last year.
He scored in each of his last 2 games, 7 tries in his last 9 before today. He is in red-hot try-scoring form. Here's Tolutaukola, the Tongan international, as Ruben Garrick has this opportunity to make it 6-0. He's 21 metres in from the eastern touchline, and you can hear that the West Tigers fans are certainly out voicing the Manly fans at the moment. Ruben Garrick adds the extras with no problems, and Manly lead by 6 points to 0 after 2.5 minutes. I didn't even get through the rest of the Manly team. Corey Waddell and Ben Travojevic are the second rowers. Jazz Tavanga is the lock forward, and on the bench, Tommy Talau, Caleb Naval, Ethan Bullymore and Toff Sipley. So Manly with a 6 points to 0 lead over the Tigers inside 3 around the grounds in the NRLW. The Roosters have scored first. Jasmine Strange has scored the try, converted by Jocelyn Kelleher to lead 6 points to 0 over Newcastle. AFLW third quarter, Hawthorn 26, Brisbane 19, and men's AFL second quarter, North Melbourne 33, Richmond 27. So the Tigers getting us back underway. It's a deep one again, taken by Dally Cherry Evans. It'll be returned by Siwa Takiaho to about the 10-metre line, where it takes 3 West Tigers players to bring him down. 20 in from the western touchline. So Simpkins at dummy half, left-hand side, one off the ruck, a strong hit up from Matthew Lodge, as we've come to expect in Manly colours. He plays the ball centre field. They come back to the right-hand side. Cherry Evans is at first receiver, and then he gets the ball away to get tackled 20 metres away. There is Corey Waddell. He'll get up and play the ball about 15 in from the western touchline. Open side left, they come again to Jazz Tavanga. Tavanga's 27 away from his own goal line centre field. Simpkin will scoot out of dummy half against his former club, and he takes the tackle 35 away from his line. Final play for Manly. The Tigers haven't touched the ball yet. Luke Brooks with a low driving kick downfield. Jareem Buller has to try to trap it with his foot, but it gets away from him backwards, so he loses a bit of ground there, and he can only find his way up to about 27 away from his own line. So Manly will look to keep the West Tigers pinned down here as Gerald Skelton takes the ball up over the 30-metre line. He's tackled in centre field by Tavanga and Takiaho. They come open side left here, the West Tigers. They're 12 metres away from the halfway line. Getting up and playing the ball is Taruva. He wasn't happy with what he got, the attention afterwards, getting up and playing the ball to Taruva, but they play on, and Alex Twile is brought to ground 4 away from halfway. They come to the left. Luai takes it to the line. Then he looks to put Samuela Fainu through a hole, and Samuela's dragged down about 10 metres inside Manly's territory. They come back open side right for Dewey on the final play to put the high kick up in the air. Tom Travojevic will take it, and then he'll be tackled about 13 away from his own line, with Manly leading 6-0 after 4.5.
I'll tell you what I like about Manly. Their shift shape coming out of their own end is beautiful. The last time, I know they went to their kick, but they could have played out the back and they had a 5-on-3 opportunity. When they come over and they lay it to Waddell on the right and then they shift to that left, they look really dangerous.
Good run by Lehigh Hopewadi. He takes it up to within 12 of the halfway line. Centre field for Manly. Simpkins at dummy half. He comes open side right for Cherry Evans. Then a short ball for Waddell. Waddell has it about a metre short of the halfway line for Manly. The Tigers on the back foot early, and Simpkins out of dummy half. One off the ruck, left-hand side for Matthew Lodge. 8 or 9 metres inside Tigers territory. Final play. So Cherry Evans puts the bomb up down to this left-hand corner, and Taruva takes it comfortably under pressure before taking the tackle of Ruben Garrick. About 19 away from his own line, and right in front of John Gibbs down on the touchline.
Well, Manly at this stage are looking very snappy, aren't they? Race yet. They can't afford to give away a penalty, though. They let the West Tigers off the hook, but they are dominating in the opening stages here.
Yeah, so the West Tigers desperate to get away from their own end here. Buller plays the ball. Open side right, they go through the hands of May and Dewey. Stafford Tor, who's just signed a new contract, gets the ball away on the right-hand side, and Gerald Skelton is brought to ground 5 inside Manly's territory. Back to the open side left, because they were close to the eastern touchline. They're going all the way from right to left here, the Tigers. Happy to spin it. They had the ball through Samuela Fainu, about 14 inside Manly's territory on the final play. Happy Karoya-Sao at dummy half, open side right, first receiver Dewey. Puts the high kick up in the air. Travojevic has to come a long way forward. It comes off to Ruva, and it's picked up by a Manly player. I think it's Ruben Garrick it is. and they'll get a penalty here because Ruben Garrick picked the ball up, and then there was a second movement on top of him on the ground. You hear the referee there, Adam G, telling Fanua Bole that he was already on the ground and there was no need for that second movement. So Manly get a penalty of 15 away from their own line, leading 6-0 after 7.
Well, they just worked their way back into the game, the West Tigers, and they get some good field position. They get down the other end of the field and they come up with a silly penalty in the ruck, and they give the field position to Manly. I've only seen Manly shift it once for a try. They've had it set up twice. They could have gone again at 5-on-3. Their opportunity to shift to that left is beautiful.
Yeah, they start this set 7 metres inside West Tigers territory through Garrick, and then from the next play, Siwa Takiaho takes it to within 33 of the West Tigers line. So, yeah, the Tigers putting themselves on the back foot by that Bole penalty as they go left through Brooks, Cherry Evans, Trebojevic, dummies, then gets it up the back. It goes behind Tulataukola. It's touched by a Tigers player.
First pass was forward, then the knock on.
It was a forward pass from Tom Trebojevic that led to a Tigers knock-on. So that's fortuitous for the West Tigers. They get a scrum feed 23 metres away from their own line. What do you think about this pass? Luke Lewis, yeah, it did come forward out of Tom Trebojevic's hand before it was knocked on by a Tiger.
The only thing that scares me is that even that set up there, they were halfway in the middle of the field. They go to that left edge and they had a 3-on-2 once again. Just the communication between Kohler and Tom Trebojevic is off a bit there, but if they get that right, they are absolutely going to terrorise that right edge defence of the West Tigers.
Stafford Tor actually did quite well to get his hand in there and forced Tom Trebojevic to make the error as he threw that pass forward. Good scrum from the Tigers. They go left. Jareem Buller over the 40, gets to halfway from their own 20-metre line. That's better from the Tigers. Jerome Luai, the dummy half, gets the ball away. It's been a long weekend, and Taruva has the ball 35 metres away from Manly's line. Open side right. Karoya Sau, they get 6 again here, the Tigers. So this is a real opportunity for West to see what they can come up with. Terrell May plays the ball 30 away from Manly's line, right for Twile, then Dewey, a good ball back on the inside to change direction, and going straight through the line, almost finding a way through is Sione Fainu. He's brought to ground only 8 metres away from the line centre field. Karoya Sau, dummy half, Luai gets the ball away to Dewey out the back. They've got numbers. Dewey decides to go himself. He had 2 on his left-hand side. He's brought to ground 4 away from the line. They come right out of dummy half for Luai, first receiver. Terrell May back on the inside. He decides to continue on, in fact, to the right-hand side, and Karoya Sau is there to take the tackle. 12 metres away from Manly's line. The Eagles lead 6-0. Right they go. Dewey, long ball over the top, trying to find Gerald Skelton. He does. Skelton comes back on the inside, and he goes to ground 5 away from Manly's line. They come back left. Dewey will kick towards the post. It's a grubbing kick, but it's good pick up from Corey Waddell, who's dragged into the in-goal. It'll be a goal line dropout. Really good defending there. Corey Waddell had to get low to get that ball, and the Tigers took advantage because he couldn't get back up to get the power, putting him under the sticks and forcing a goal line dropout with Manly leading 6-0 after 9.
Yeah, good read there by Waddell to get back and get that little kick along the ground, but he couldn't get down to the ground quick enough, and a really good defence there and smart work by Api Karoya Sau and obviously Alex Twal holding him up and driving him back in goal.
Gully Cherry Evans goes long. It's wobbly, but it's over the halfway line, bouncing, and it'll be returned from their own 40-metre line here for the West Tigers. A strong run from Fanua Bole. He takes it to within 35 of Manly's line. He came off the back fence there. Karoya Sau, dummy half, left for Alex Twal. Gets away from his first man, although Simpkin does well to hold on. Now it goes to Karoya Sau and Jareem Buller. Simpkin was like a terrier there. He wasn't letting him get past him. The Tigers are 20 away from Manly's line. Karoya Sau's at dummy half. Alex Twal gets it. Not sure whether he wanted it, but he does end up with it. 17 away, centre field, the West Tigers. Karoya Sau, dummy half, left Luai, back on the inside, almost a gap through for Jerome Luai, but he's brought to ground by Simpkin again. Karoya Sau gets it away to Terrell May. Quick hands, basketball style to Adam Dewey, try! They had the Manly Sea Eagles napping close to the line defensively. It was really quick hands from the West Tigers, and Adam Dewey was on hand to score next to the post for his 6th try of the season. We've had 10 and a half, and it's Manly 6, the Tigers 4, keep to come.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot doing here for the Tigers, really. Nice footwork there by Jerome Luai, almost breaks through, but then just gets up, quick play the ball. They go short. I think it was Royce Hunt that gets the ball, but he knew he wasn't going to get through. He had to keep the ball alive, and just a quick tap back there from Jareem Buller, and the person coming through was Adam Dewey, and he's seen the line night. He was always going to take him on. He's got really sharp footwork, comes off that right foot, gets down low and scores a nice try. So that's a great strike back there from the Tigers.
Touchline, John Gibbs.
A good bounce back, all right. There's no doubt about that. He almost scored on the other side, on the western side. This time he scores the eastern side, except for a great tackle by Cherry Evans. Stopped him in his tracks. But I've got to say, I don't know how you're seeing it, Louis, but it's as if tackling's optional here today. It's like a game of touch.
I'm with you. It doesn't look like a normal game of footy. It's free-flowing rugby league. The ball's moving everywhere, but no one really wants to make tackles. Only 2 in a tackle, 1 in a tackle. It's bizarre.
So Adam Dewey from right in front to add the extras and make it 6 points all. We've had 11 and a half minutes after Tolotau Kola scored for Manly after just a minute here at the footy stadium. Dewey taking his time and setting himself at this northern end of the Sydney Football Stadium. He's got 50 from 69 this season, make it 51 goals for the season for Adam Dewey. It is 6 points all, 0467 920 222. Tigers haven't won after a bye since 2001. Ominous, 9 games without a win after a bye. But speaking of droughts, Manly hasn't won at this venue or next door since 2017. They've lost 3 here. They lost 3 at the SCG while this was being built, and they lost their last 2 at the old SFS as well. So maybe that could be something for the West Tigers, who won their last game here against the Roosters a few weeks ago. 0467 920 222. Keep the text messages coming. Listening on the deck in the sun with my beautiful wife and daughters. Strani from Moree. Thank you for that. Big Wes from Gladstone. Appreciate your kind words as well. And Ash the Tyler in Toowoomba listening as well. Adam Dewey is in sublime form. Thank you for that. The West Tigers throw it around after the restart. They go all the way to the left-hand side of the field where Taylor May will take the tackle 20 away from his own line, and now Taruba advances at about 7 or 8 more metres. He has the ball about 15 in from the western touchline. So this is a good start to the set after points for the West Tigers. Terrell May takes it to within 12 of the halfway line, about 23 in from the western touchline. Open side right for Twal, gets it away to Dewey, and Adam Dewey's about 6 short of halfway. That try has sparked the West Tigers into action. 6 all as they go right through Buller, getting it away to Xiaomi Finu, and Xiaomi has the ball 8 metres inside Manly's territory. They play the ball left open side. Dewey kicking across field on the last. Saab waiting for it, taking it well before Taruba and May come over the top to wrap him up, and Jason Saab will play the ball 16 away from his own goal line. So Ruben Garrick with the carry to get Manly out of their red zone. He's 22 metres away, 22 in from the western touchline as well. Cherry Evans gets it away to Lehigh Hopewadi, who has the ball about 27 away. John Gibbs, Luke Lewis, I'm Glenn Lauder. Good to have your company on ABC Sports coverage of Indigenous round 24 of the NRL. 6 all between the West Tigers and the Manly Sea Eagles, and Ben Trebojevic has it for the Eagles, 32 away from the line. Wherever you're listening, local radio, you've got ABC Sport Digital, ABC Sport on the Listen app, and Cherry Evans will kick early. Play 4, I beg your pardon, on the 30. The wingers were slowly getting back, and over on that far side, Gerald Skelton got back quickly enough to bring it back up over the 30-metre line. But it was a deep kick from his own 30-metre line there, Cherry Evans. And now the West Tigers will have to come away from their own again. It's 6 all with 14 gone.
Well, the West Tigers have worked their way back into this game, and now they're, I believe, starting to get on top. They're looking a little bit more sharper than the Manly side in attack. They're making good metres. They're getting some nice field position. They're doing a good job in defence as well. So, well done to the Tigers. Taruva
plays it on halfway. Terrell May, I beg your pardon, Taylor May. There's Mays, there's Finus, there's Trebojevic's. As Karoyasau scoots out a dummy half over the 30-metre line, and he has it 26 away from Manly's line, 23 in from the western touchline. They go short. Dewey grubbering towards the in goal. Tom Trebojevic can pick it up just in the field of play and take the tackle in that northwestern corner as he gets up and plays it for Cherry Evans. Once again, Manly are going to do the hard yards here. Matt Lodge has come off after 15 minutes already, so Ethan Bullymore's come into the action, who's been really good for Manly, and that's a strong hit up starting off for Ethan Bullymore, taking it up. Oh, he's lost the ball. He lost it into Adney Karoyasau there. Ethan Bullymore, I was giving him a rap because it was a really strong carry, but he just lost the ball in the tackle, and the Tigers will get a scrum 15 away from Manly's line.
Let's go, guys.
The West Tigers, they look so sharp and full of energy at the moment. On the flip side, Manly, they look lost. Ever since that very first set, they haven't gone back to that shift, obviously, to that left side. They are not setting up the play at all. They're hardly getting back behind the ball, and they look tired. And we're only, 15 minutes into the first half. It's quite scary signs there for Manly.
Been a couple of games this year where Manly have scored early and they've looked okay, and then it all unravels.
Don't balk.
So it's just wanting the players not to balk in the scrum and remain packed, because scrums are very important, of course, and we have to pack them correctly and make sure that they're still an integral part of the game. As we go left through Jareen Bullet, back on the inside, Taylor May, and Taylor May is 5 away from the line, 15 in from the Western touchline. A full set here for the West Tigers with 24 to go in the first half and 6 all. Jerome Luai at a wide first receiver, gets it away to Twal at close range, and he takes the tackle 8 away from the line centre field. He'll play it for Karoyasau, who comes back left. Dewey is waiting for it. Back on the inside for Samuela Fino, and Samuela has the ball 3 away from the line, 20 in from the Western touchline. Karoyasau thought about going himself. Then he goes open side right for Dewey, who crabs back across towards the ruck. Now he goes to Luai, who changes direction to get all. That was a dangerous pass. Kola was looking for the intercept, but it meant that Xiaomi Mi could get there and the line was open. Manly had to scramble to keep him out a metre away. They come back left. Dewey, 6 again for the Tigers. Another full set here so they can slow things down. They can calm things down. They don't have to rush as much. And Terrell May takes the tackle 16 away from Manly's line. 9 metres in from the Western touchline. Still 6 all. Taruva scoots out at dummy half. He's 10 away from the line and 17 in from the Western touchline. Still 6 all. Karoyasau's at dummy half. Dally Cherry Evans gives away another 6 again. Then he pushes him over. There could have been a penalty there, but nothing, says the referee. They come open side right. Dewey gets it away to Samuela Fino, and he takes the tackle about 10 metres away from Manly's line. 24 in from the Eastern touchline now. Still bathed in sunshine over that side. Karoyasau's at dummy half. Gets it away to Dewey. Now it goes to Jerome Luai. Bounces off Ruben Garrick. Still going the West Tigers. Karoyasau tries to burrow under Ben Trebojevic, and he loses the ball. That is a huge let-off for the Manly Sea Eagles, who gave away multiple repeat sets. The Tigers were attacking the line, and Karoyasau loses the ball 10 out, and it means Manly get it back via a scrum feed. 22 to go in the first half. It's 6 all, Louis.
Yeah, 6 all. I feel like the West Tigers, it was Fainu there, had an open line. I just think he got a little bit fancy trying to come back off his right, then go back. He should have just pinned the ears back and went straight for the line in front of him. I reckon he would have scored, but not to be. Manly scrambled well, defended their line like they wanted to for once, and turned the West Tigers away. So back into the arm wrestle again.
So Manly win the scrum. Ethan Bullymore takes it up over the 10-metre line. He's 14 away in centre field as he gets up and plays it for Simpkin. They have to try to get a bit of ball in their hands here, Manly. They spin it to the right. Ruben Garrick tries to get away from a couple. He's over the 30 and he's met with a high shot. Sunia Taruva and Jerome Luai coming over the top. And Ruben Garrick has stayed down here, and the referee, Adam G, has called timeout. The touch judge, Dave Munro, has come in as well. And let's get down to the touchline. John Gibbs.
Yeah, that one was a little bit high, but the problem there was not the high tackle. Ruben Garrick came down on his left shoulder, so he hasn't damaged his head. It was a fairly innocuous high tackle. Penalty, fair enough, but he's hurt his shoulder.
He scored 5 tries in his 9 games against the West Tigers, has Ruben Garrick. The trainer is taking him out the back. 0467920222. Sophia in Port Macquarie, really proud of how the Tigers have played this season. Fun fact, in their last one, after a bye, I wasn't born. Thank you, Sophia. Lovely to hear from you. Alex from Wagga says, in Benji, I believe, and it sounds like good support for the Tigers at the ground, says that texter. Yes, there is plenty of orange and black here. Manly fine touch 5 short of halfway, and Jason Saab takes it just inside Tigers territory, about a metre or so, and 10 metres in from the Western touchline. Cherry Evans is at dummy half. Corey Waddell's at first receiver, and he's tackled 5 inside the West Tigers half. It's 6 all with 21 and a half to go on ABC Sport with John Gibbs, Luke Lewis and Glenn Lauder. As they go to the left, Luke Brooks, flat ball there for Ben Trebojevic, and Ben Trebojevic is 35 away from the Tigers line. Open side right for Luke Brooks, who changes direction and sends Siwa Takiaho back through the middle. Siwa Takiaho is about 26 away from the Tigers line. He plays it for Simpkin. Left for Luke Brooks, draws the defence, gets it away to Tom Trebojevic, and Tom is brought to ground 15 away from the line. Final play for Manly, 9 in from the Eastern touchline. So they come open side right. Brooks will kick across field towards the post. Corey Waddell is there. He takes it well. I thought he was going to bat it back, but he goes himself. Flick pass out the back, Cherry Evans. Corey Waddell almost set up a try there, but Cherry Evans has had the ball ripped out of his his hands one-on-one. It goes backwards to the West Tigers, and they get the ball 8 away from their own line. I thought Corey Waddell had made the wrong decision by catching instead of batting it back, but he almost set up a try. 6 all after 20.
He almost set up a try. I reckon Manly blew a try. All Daly Cherry Evans had to do there, if and get his name out, was throw it to Saab. He was in the corner. He threw it down. He thought he was going to go through himself and absolutely blew it.
So the Tigers get to come away from their own end now. Alex Twal slips over 25 away from his own line. His ground has had plenty of traffic this weekend. It's also maligned in terms of its surface, but you have to say that it's held up pretty well this weekend, although Twal does go over there. They have the ball through for Nuabole on the final play, 13 away from halfway, so they go open side right, and Dewey has to kick from inside his own 40. It goes straight down the ground to Lehigh Hopewadi, who has plenty of time to return it, and he knows how to, given all those weeks deputising at the back, or also swapping at the back with Tom Trbojevic as well. He plays the ball 27 away from his line. 19:40 to go in the first half. 6 all Manly and the West Tigers on ABC Sport Local Radio, ABC Sport Digital, the ABC Sport Listen app, and a very good afternoon to everyone listening through Radio Australia across the Pacific as well. Saab plays the ball 10 short of halfway. Cherry Evans short ball. Waddell is absolutely whacked by Samuel Fainu. He does get up, and he's not in a good way, Corey Waddell, as they continue to the left. Jazz Tavanga gets it away to Luke Brooks. Dummies to Ben Trbojevic. Back on the inside, Tolutau Kola loses the ball. Oh, it was almost picked up, but it was a one-on-one strip that goes forward, and they were just about away there, the West Tigers, and Sione Fainu. I thought they were going to get the try, just race away and score the try, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball, Louis, as he made the one-on-one strip.
Yeah, no, he goes to get the strip and sort of just falls out. You could nearly even call that a loose carry with the way that was coming out, but it worked out there for Manly. They'll get a really good opportunity now, Manly. Let's just see if they've learned from their last mistakes down here in this end of the field. But again, the left side, you see Luke Brooks threw that little cross, and it created a 3-on-2. They're in all sorts over there on that right edge in defence.
Yep, so Manly win the scrum. They have it through Siwa Takiaho, 35 metres away from his own line, and Corey Waddell, after getting absolutely whacked by Samuel Fainu, has gone straight up the tunnel. So we'll get down to John Gibbs in just a few moments, and Ethan Bullymore has the ball 23 away from Manly's line. At the end of this set, we'll head to Gibbsy. Left they go for Luke Brooks. Brooks is 9 away from the goal line, 12 in from the west and eastern touchline over on that far side of the Sydney Football Stadium. He gets up and plays it against his former club. Right-hand side for Cherry Evans. Tavanga gets it through the hands of Tom Trbojevic. Tolutau Kola's over on this right now, given the reshuffle, and Saab loses the ball. It's a knock-on. It'll be a West Tigers ball, 20 away from their own goal line. Less than 18 to go first half. 6 all touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, plenty happening. Corey Waddell's okay. So the player that you've seen going up the tunnel is Ruben Garrick. He succumbed to that shoulder injury when he was hit hard by a tackle. He was no good. He'd been struggling. He was trying to defend my wing, but he is the player that's gone off. Tommy Talau has gone into the right centre position, and Jason Saab is on the right wing, of course, with Cherry Evans on that right side. So that's a big loss, Ruben Garrick.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. I just saw the hair disappear under the tunnel and the jersey, and I didn't see the rest of him, and I assumed it was Corey Waddell after that big hit. So thanks, Gibbsy. Appreciate that. The West Tigers win the scrum, 25 away from their own goal line, and they go open side left, 30 metres away from their own line in centre field. Still 6 all with 17 minutes to go here at the Footy Stadium. Alex Twal has the ball for the Tigers. He's met a really strong tackle. Jazz Tavanga came over the top, but it was Jake Simkin who got underneath and drove. Plays the ball there for Koroisau. They go right for Dewey, and Adam Dewey is held up and then put to ground about 11 short of halfway. Centre field, the West Tigers have it. Koroisau is waiting at dummy half. He kicks inside 40 from dummy half. Tom Trbojevic is going to have to do a lot of running here, but fortuitously for the Manly fullback, it just bounced up, spinning in reverse, and if it got the right bounce, that was 40-20 from Koroisau. So Tom Trbojevic can be relieved in returning that one back over the 20-metre line. Good eyes up footy there from Api Koroisau, Louis.
Yeah, nice little bit of work there from Api Koroisau. He goes for that 40-20, couldn't get the bounce. Good scramble there from Tom Trbojevic, but here come Manly coming out their own end. They just need to set up that shift play again. They're playing right into the West Tigers' arms.
Oh, Bullymore gets past the first line of defence. He's still going over the halfway line. He's brought to ground 10 inside Tigers territory by Bolle. Quick play the ball. Simkin out at dummy half. Tom Trbojevic gets the Tigers on the back foot, and an offload for Simkin to continue. Jake Simkin goes to ground, 25 away from the Tigers line. Final play for Manly. They come short. Cherry Evans gets away from the markers, chips over the top. He might have been taken out on the way through. Karoyasau goes to ground. The referee's happy to go along with it. Cherry Evans isn't complaining either. So he just ran into a West Tigers player who's just chipping through there towards the post. The West Tigers fans are saying Manly are inside the 10. Players continuing at the moment through Stafford Toa, about 16 away from his line as he gets up and plays it for Karoyasau, and then Taruva takes it up over the 20. 15 and a half to go first half. 6-all Tigers Manly. ABC Sport with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Glenn Lauder. Adam Dewey kicks it from 25 away from his own line under pressure, and it was like a penalty. He kicked it into the 7th row. I'm not sure what Adam Dewey was thinking there. Was he looking for a 40-20? He was 25 metres away from his own goal line, but he's absolutely shanked it under pressure, and it's gone out on the full quite convincingly. Manly get the ball 29 away from their line.
Yeah, got no idea what he was doing there, Adam Dewey. He come over to the short side. He demanded that ball. He pushed in front of a couple of his teammates to get it, and then his first thought was just to boot it, and it boots it about 7 rows in, like you said. So poor play there from Dewey.
It's a bizarre decision from Adam Dewey. It's not like he was inside the 20 or inside the 40. He was bang in the middle of them. Manly have the ball 19 away from the line, and it looks like Fanua Pole is heading off the field for the Tigers as well. He's going to walk past John Gibbs as Daly Cherry Evans puts the kick into the in goal, and it goes over the dead ball line. Jareem Buller will get a 20-metre restart here for the West Tigers. So just the weight on that kick, John Gibbs, not ideal from Daly Cherry Evans to give the Tigers a 7 tackle set.
Yeah, absolutely. And just going back to one that we commented on, because things have been moving along quickly, but Cherry Evans, he is trying to run more, but he's got to know the right time to run, right time to pass. Jason Saab was going to score for all money in that previous one. He kicked over the top. That one's gone dead. So he is trying things, but it's just not working. So he's just going to settle down a little bit and use all of his 349 games experience.
Yeah, equaling Stephen Menzies today for the amount of games played. Of course, he does have the record for the amount of games played for Manly, given that Stephen Menzies ended up at the Northern Eagles after that merger. Still essentially a one-player club, but technically not according to the rules. The Tigers have the ball through Luai. 10 inside Manly's half. They go to the right-hand side. Dewey tries to split through the line, and he's brought to ground about 29 away from the line. Latu Fanu's on the field as well for the Tigers now. He goes left, and Jerome Luai puts a little dinky kick over the top. Oh, it's a beautiful bounce. This could be a penalty try. Jason Saab has taken Samuela Finu out. It looked like Finu was about to take the catch. Whether he was certain to or not, I'm not sure. Let's have a listen to Adam G.
Okay, so I believe he can actually play at the man without no try. I want you to consider professional foul penalty try.
I get the feeling, Louis, this could be a sin bidding but a penalty, because I reckon Finu might have had a little bit too much to do.
Yeah, don't forget,
Chase is onside.
Saab can play at this ball. He's going up the play at the ball. He got... so he's playing at the ball. He's missed it.
Competing for the ball originally.
But then this is a high shot here.
Then he takes him out, he gets him right around the forehead.
Yeah.
So it'll be a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a professional.
Both players are looking to get the ball. The Tigers knock on first, but cleared any high contact as they're both looking just to touch the ball.
Cleared any high
His
contact.
forearm just hit him straight in the forehead.
I don't know how it's at the very least it's dangerous.
It should be.
A Tigers penalty.
Ball's not dead by Manly. We have a decision.
So this is going to be a Manly scrum feed.
No, it'll be a dropout.
No.
No, the Tigers knocked the ball on in the field of play. It's going to be. It was the last play, so it's a play the ball. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Because he touches it, it can be played out, right?
Touchline, John Gibbs.
Tell us that we've had that situation, because he definitely hit him across the head. Now, the knock-on, it wasn't a penalty try, but you could hear the boos go up. And that was one they've got away with, sure, Manly.
Yeah, I think that should have been a West Tigers penalty at the very least, because it was dangerous, if nothing else. Take out any kind of malice from Jason Saab. I'm not suggesting that. But Simkin plays the ball 22 away from his line. We've got 13 to go in the first half. The Tigers 6, Manly 6, with John Gibbs, Luke Lewis, Glenn Lauder on ABC Sport. Good to have your company. Daly Cherry Evans has the ball with Corey Waddell back on the inside, taking it up to the 40-metre line. 10 short of halfway, Manly have it, as Simpkin waits at dummy half again. If you didn't hear, his baby son Hunter was born only a couple of hours ago, and Jake Simpkin rushed to the SFS in an Uber to continue on his career with the Sea Eagles. Tavanga plays the ball, right-hand side, Simpkin out of dummy half for Cherry Evans to put the high spiralling kick that gives Jareem Buller nightmares. Buller loses it backwards, and he takes it 18 away from the line. Geez, Buller got away with that one, but I do think Adam G probably made the right decision because Buller was facing that southeastern corner as he fumbled that huge kick from Daly Cherry Evans. 12 to go, 6-all.
Yeah, that would have been, for me, that was a 50-50 because I've seen them be given as knock-ons, but happy to go with the call there from Adam G. Again, though, just going back to Manly, they just keep playing short up the middle. If they just play that one pass at the back, they've got 5 on 2. I don't understand what they're doing.
So just a delay here. Ben Trebojevic and Sunia Taruva were caught up, so the referee has just told them to untangle. Taruva plays it, and the Tigers go to the open side, and they're 4 short of the halfway line. Getting up and playing it there is May. They come back to the open side left, and Luai puts a high kick downfield for Tom Trebojevic. Takes it about 4 away from the goal line and returns it up over the 10-metre line. He's met in a strong tackle by Latu Fanu and also Api Karoisau involved there, bouncing off the tackle. He'll play the ball, Trebojevic, about 19 away from his line. Open side left they go. Manly have it through Lehigh Hopewadi, who's wrestled to the ground and going backwards. He's actually held up in the tackle, pushed back 4 or 5 metres there by Xiaomi Fanu. Now scooting out of dummy half is Cherry Evans. He has the ball 27 away from his line in centre field at the southern end of the Sydney Football Stadium. Tolutau Kola, who scored the first try for Manly, has the ball 10 short of halfway. He scored that after only a minute. They come open side right here, Manly, but the Tigers have looked a lot better since then, and Tom Trebojevic on the final play will play for Manly on halfway. Final play. Cherry Evans looks to chip and chase again and gets it this time. Passes it back for Jason Saab, who wasn't expecting it. It goes behind. That was a knock-on off Daly Cherry Evans, but it's a changeover 25 metres away from the Tigers' line. Cherry Evans knew what he was doing, but that bat-on to Jason Saab didn't quite come off as the way he wanted it to.
So that nice vision there by Daly Cherry Evans. Comes around that short side, gets a beautiful little chip and chase, hits the ground, gets the bounce, but just couldn't get that pass to go backwards and find Saab on the full, but nice bit of footy there.
The West Tigers 10 metres away from the halfway line. Slowly getting up and playing the ball is Royce Hunt on the field for them now. They go open side right, and they have the ball over on that far side by Samuela. Sione, one of the 3. Latu now through their hands to Jerome Luai. Back on the inside for Taylor May. He tries to find a way through. Tavanga does well to bring him down. And Taylor May plays the ball 11 inside Manly's territory. Dewey will grub it through. Chasing Stafford Toa. Tom Trebojevic comes across really well and picks it up at the feet of Stafford Toa. Really brave move from Tom Trebojevic. He gets up and continues on, and he goes to ground 29 away. Geez, that was a good little grubber kick through from Dewey, and Stafford Toa was flying through. Tom Trebojevic had to come a long way to make sure that he didn't pick it up and score. Now Manly going forward through Lehigh Hopewadi. He's 20 away from the eastern touchline on halfway. They come open side, and Jazz Tavanga, just a settling run through the middle of the field, has it about 5 inside Tigers territory. 9 to go in the first half. Tavanga is down and staying down here. 6-all. He's clutching at his face, and no doubt that the bunker will have a look at this. Chris Butler is up there at 9 minutes to go in the first half. 6-all.
Yeah, he's definitely staying down. Tavanga, he's clutching at his face, and he's sort of moving around like he got a bit of a hit, but he's got a Royce Hunt, a little bit of forearm on his chin. I think he'll be okay.
I don't think there's much in that touchline, John Gibbs.
No, there wasn't much there, but Royce Hunt, he's hit him a bit high, but Jazz Tavanga there, he's a top hombre. I don't know what he was laying down.
No, but he was milking it.
He was milking it, but they've not been giving them. Here they go, shifting the ball Manly. They need to do something in a hurry because they're looking ordinary. But Cherry Evans is running from dummy half, chipping and chasing, so he's had a rocket this week.
Final play for Manly. Luke Brooks puts the high kick up in the air. Buller comes forward. Daly Cherry Evans made contact, wasn't playing at the ball, and the referee recognises that. Cherry Evans made contact with Jareen Buller as he was looking to take the catch, and he definitely wasn't playing at the ball. So the Tigers get a penalty 20 metres away from their own line. 8:40 to go first half. And Fred in Istanbul, thank you for your text message. Great commentary, but I will remember to mention the tackle count more often. The Tigers find touch. Oh, it's a good kick from Adam Dewey. It's a great kick. He'll find touch 10 metres inside Manly's territory from 15 away from his own goal line level.
Yeah, that was a beautiful kick. What do you get? 30, 40 metres and that. Gets right up field. Really nice attacking set here now for the Tigers.
45 metres. There's an offload as well out the back to Tigers, so they can keep it alive. Karoyasau picks it up for Dewey. Straightens on his run. 28 away from Manly's line centre field. 8 to go, 6 all first half. Real good arm wrestle at the footy stadium. They go open side right, Royce Hunt. He's met in a strong tackle. Jazz Tavanga getting a bit of his own medicine back, and Royce Hunt goes to ground, gets up and plays it 20 away. Open or short side right for Adam Dewey. He's 19 away from the eastern touchline, 12 away from the goal line. He'll play it for Karoyasau. Open side left now for Latu Fanu. Then Jerome Luai. Quick hands. Buller linking up with Terrell May, and he takes the tackle 12 away from the line. Quick play the ball again. Taruva had to rush to dummy half. Buller gets it. Then it goes for Terrell May has the ball now, and he's held up in the tackle 3 away from the goal line. He plays it for Karoyasau. Open side right, Latu Fanu. Then Dewey. Quick hands. They've got numbers on the right. Starfatoa gets it to Gerald Skelton for the line. Gerald Skelton gets the ball down in the corner. Scores the try for the West Tigers. Luke Brooks and Tom Trebojevic were flying across to try to put him in the touch, but really good strength from Gerald Skelton to give the Tigers the lead. 10 points to 6, 7 to go first half.
Yeah, good work here by the Tigers. Dewey's having a blinder today so far anyway. He's running, he's asking questions all the time. Some really nice passes there, and right out to that right edge, some really nice skill. They watched to see what the defence were going to do. They played a nice little cut-out pass, then quick hands onto Skelton. Then it was a foot race basically to the corner. There's 3 Manly players coming across, and they couldn't stop him as Skelton just pulls that right arm out, slams the ball down the corner, and gets the lead for the Tigers. 10-6, kick to come.
That is a sensational put down under pressure. John Gibbs, touchline.
Yeah, and he's a good player, Gerald Skelton. He's a very, very good finisher. Only his 13th game, 9th try for the West Tigers, and they have been looking threatening. Dewey has been asking him questions. He's going really good in the halves, Dewey. Only the 4th time he's played in the halves this year, so they're looking good. And Will Skelton is the big brother, I'm pretty sure, of Gerald Skelton. He would have had a good day for the Wallabies today, beating the Springboks. So all in all, a good day for the Skelton family.
First win at Ellis Park in over 50 years for the Wallabies. How good. Doubles against Canterbury and the Gold Coast over the last 3 weeks as well for Gerald Skelton. So in red-hot try-scoring form, 0467 920 222. The Chin is listening. Today's call is coming through loud and clear. Best sound producer in the business, Dennis Carnahan. Have a great call, Glenn and team. Enjoying listening to the first half so far. Let's go Sea Eagles to keep the top 8 going. Good on you, Chin Dog. And good to know who your favourites are in the ABC commentary box. Adam Dewey right on the touchline over on the eastern side. Moves in and strikes this one. The touch judges are watching it come across the face. Does it have the legs? It does. Well, we saw one in the Brisbane game last night. It just narrowly went over the crossbar, and that one had absolutely no legs left, and it used its final ounce of energy to sneak over the crossbar and give the Tigers a 12 points to 6 lead. G'day again, the other Glenn, Louis and Gibbsy sitting out the back listening to the 18 call the footy. We're not the 18, where I'm the 18 reserve. Thank you very much. How great was Dennis's song of the week? Come on, Maury, get better. Love you guys. Cheers again. The slightly wacky and hopefully Waratah West Sea Eagles, says Glenn. Thank you very much. Read the high tackle on the West Tigers. It just shows how out of sync the refs are. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, absolute joke. Thank you very much. Great call, fellas. Shout out to Uncle Kenny at Dumaji in Northwest Queensland. Go the Sea Eagles, says Pom Bob. Thank you very much for that. Halftime NRLW, Roosters 12, Newcastle 6. AFL Men's, North Melbourne leading Richmond 47-39 at half-time. We are here at the Sydney Football Stadium where Royce Hunt plays the ball with the first hit up after points for the West Tigers, and they lead the Manly Sea Eagles 12 points to 6 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. With John Gibbs, Luke Lewis, I'm Glenn Lauder on ABC Sports. Round 24 of the NRL Indigenous round as the Tigers go to the left-hand side, and they have it through Samuela Finu, 13 short of halfway. Luai's at dummy half, takes a couple of steps, and then goes open side right for Taruva. He advances to the halfway line, and the referee, I thought he was going to blow a penalty there, but he was telling Sunia Taruva to get back because he just snuck off the mark a little bit there. They go open side right. Terrell May tries to feed the needle for Latu Finu, but that pass was a little too close. It was a little too low. Latu Finu had to reach down and didn't have much time to react, loses the ball. Manly get what is going to be a very relieving scrum feed just short of halfway with 4.5 to go first half, and the Tigers leading 12-6, Louis.
Yeah, well, Manly be cheering that they come up with an error there, but that was a nice little bit of play there from the West Tigers. Terrell May, a little tip on, and that pass, they're sneaky little passes. If you get them right, you blow straight through, and I like when they're playing like that, the Tigers. They're moving the ball to the left edge nicely. They're getting back to the middle of the field. They're pushing in numbers. They're doing a really good job. So they just got to hang on for 4 more minutes and go into half-time 12-6. They'll be happy with that.
Thanks, Big Daddy. Great call. Hope the Tigers can have a good win. Manly have the ball at the moment, though. Jazz Tavanga after that scrum win. Second play. He's 5 metres inside Tigers territory. Centre field. Slowly getting up and playing it. They get 6 again. Too slow to get off the Tigers. So another full set here for Manly. Corey Waddell takes the tackle about 37 away from the Tigers line with under 4 to go in the first half. Manly need to do something here. Toff Sipley is on the park for them, and he takes the tackle in centre field, 30 metres away from the Tigers line. Simpkin comes left out of dummy half. Brooks gets it away to Tom Trebojevic. Tolutau Kola looking for a second this afternoon. It won't come here. He's 20 metres away from the line, 13 in from the eastern touchline. He plays it for Simpkin. Right-hand side for Brooks. Tavanga through their hands. Daly Cherry Evans takes on the defence and then takes the tackle. He didn't probably have the numerical advantage on the right-hand side, so he tried to get back in the middle. He's slow to get up and play the ball. He's 15 away from the line. Simpkin out of dummy half to Vanga. Brooks back on the inside bend to Tom. Tom goes without it. You thought the brothers would have done that plenty of times in the backyard. It didn't come off on that occasion. Ben Trebojevic tried to slip Tom through a gap, and Tom goes without it. The Tigers pick it up, 12 away from the line, and they'll be able to return it through Royce Hunt, 15 away. 12-6, the Tigers lead 3 to go.
That's a good play there with your back row and your fullback if you get it right. Nice little shit here from the Tigers, but if you've got your back row going out, pulling your half, and your halfback does a good job on the back row of defence, it leaves a huge hole. Execution was just off the tad, but here's the West Tigers with a penalty coming out right now.
A high shot against Sunia Taruva, and it means that the Tigers can get a piggyback here. It was right in front of John Gibbs' touchline.
Yeah, and that was a high one there, and I'll tell you what's happening in this game. A lot of players are trying to milk penalties. They have got a problem. That might go out. So we'll go out.
Off Tom Trebojevic, I reckon. He tried to keep it in, Turbo, by batting it over his shoulder, but he didn't quite get the hands on it, and so this will be a Tigers play the ball 30 metres away from the Manly line. Back to you, Gibbsy.
And just confirmation, Ruben Garrick gone for the match with that shoulder injury, and I might have put them too close together ancestrally because the Skeletons are only cousins, Will and Jarrell.
Thank you, Gibbsy. The Tigers are 23 away from Manly's line after that touched ball found the touchline eventually. Terrell May gets up and plays it for Karoya-Sau. Here's Royce Hunt going a strong run through the middle. Takes the tackle 13 away from the line centre field. Waiting for Karoya-Sau at dummy half to come left after a couple of steps. Dummies, gets it away to Luai. Luai looks to change direction, stepping off the left foot. Still going Luai. Coming across, crabbing across the Manly defensive line. Takes the tackle of Tavanga, 10 away from the line. The Tigers fans getting behind it with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Sione Failu is only about 3 away from the line, and he's brought down about 20 in from the eastern touchline. He'll play it for Karoya-Sau. Short ball close to the line is forward. The West Tigers were looking to add to their advantage. It was a quick ball out at dummy half from Karoya-Sau, and it goes forward to Latu Fainu, and Manly will get the ball back via a scrum feed 10 away from their line.
I'll tell you what it was, is that when Happy comes out of dummy half, he picks the ball up. It looks like he's going to go and throw it real long and out the back. He sort of takes a step back, and Latu Fainu, he runs a really nice courage line, but it gives it that forward pass by about 0.5 metre. But I'll tell you what about the courage there from Latu Fainu, just running that hard, that close to the line in front of 3 massive forwards, and he would have scored.
Cherry Evans kicks after Manly win the scrum. The chase is on. Jason Saab is quick. Is he that quick? Jareem Buller gets back there. Does he lose the ball? Does he touch it? No, the referee and touch judges say. So Buller can get up past Jason Saab. They keep it alive, the Tigers here. They don't need to keep it alive. Taylor May on the left-hand side. He gets past his man. Taylor May over halfway, the 40. Takes on Jake Simpkin. Jumps over Sunia Taruva, who has to lie on the floor to get out of his way. Still alive here for the Tigers. No, it's going to be a Manly penalty because Terrell May threw the pass after the referee called held. The penalty will get taken 30 metres metres away from Manly's line. What do they do here? They kick for touch as far as they can, and they've got one more play.
Pass off the ground.
Terrell May asking the question, but Adam G called, held, and then the pass was made. What about that run down the left-hand side by Taylor?
Yeah, that was a really good ball. It was a weird play from Manly to kick upfield. I didn't think they were ever going to get there. Then the nice work there by the Tigers to have the counter-attack and come back at them. They just couldn't keep that ball alive. Let's see if Manly can come up with something special here just before half-time.
One play, 10 metres inside Tigers territory. Daly Cherry Evans will take the tap. There's 2 balls on the field. So the tension rises even further. Cherry Evans will go for the field goal just outside 40, and it's just wide. Well, I think unfortunately for Cherry Evans, his kick for touch was probably a bit too big. He wanted it just inside the 40-metre line, so he could go for the 2-pointer, but he was just outside. It sliced off the boot. Didn't miss by too far, but it did miss. So 12 points to 6 at half-time. Manly scored first. Tolatakola in the first minute, but then the Tigers have probably looked a better side. Jarrell Skelton giving them the lead 8 minutes before half-time, Lewis.
Yeah, well, Manly started really, really well in the opening 5 to 10 minutes. Took a bit of time for the West Tigers to find their feet. But when they did, they got right back into it. They played really well. Adam Dewey's having a blind. I reckon it was a really good 40 minutes there for Adam Dewey. The West Tigers, they look sharp with the ball coming to their own end. Both sides don't really want to make too many tackles at the moment, but if Manly want any success, they've got to be told to set up the right and go to the left. That's where they look their most dangerous. West Tigers, they're just got to keep completing their sets, getting ball down the other end, and they'll get their chances.
Yeah, John Gibbs, it feels like it's been played at breakneck speed from up here. How's it been down on touchline level?
Yeah, it's been competitive, but I wouldn't say the tackling's been good. There's been some hard tackles, there's been some brutal ones, but often the players aren't putting their shoulders into it. And I've got to say, the West Tigers, they deserve their 6-point lead at half-time, because Manly, after scoring in the second minute through Tolatakola, which was terrible defence, by the way, good work by Kola, but they've only had one other chance, and that's when DCE should have thrown the ball to Jason Saab. Jason Saab was going to walk over. Ralph Tucker or I, in our current condition, would have scored, and it was right in front of us, but he decided to run the ball. He's trying hard. Things aren't coming off for DCE, and that's what can happen, but it's going to be an interesting second half. But I just think if it continues to be free-flowing, I think there's more skill, quite frankly, in the West Tigers side. They're more unpredictable.
Yeah, Adam Dewey has looked really good in this half for the West Tigers. Happy Karoyasau has been fast out of dummy half. Latu Fainu has added another dimension since coming on as well. It is 12 points to 6. Around the grounds in the NRLW second half, the Roosters leading Newcastle 12 points to 6. In the New South Wales Women's Rugby League, Wenty Magpies leading the Panthers 22 points to 6 at half-time. AFL Women's second quarter, St Kilda 19 leading Adelaide 7, and AFL Men, North Melbourne leading Richmond 47-40. Your text messages on 0467920222. Pete West in Moscow. Loving my Westies today. Brilliant play. Missing Andrew's commentary. Come back soon and go Westies. Thank you, Pete. I loved my time in Moscow about 6 years ago. I hope you're well. Thank you for your nice text message, Neil, both for me and for Andrew. Don't worry, Gibbs. I always thought the Skeltons were brothers too. Also, big ups to the Wallabies for their win. Yeah, and go Tigers. Thank you very much. Cheers. Finally, Campbelltown, please. A long-time Western Suburbs Magpies. It's West's Tigers. Call both teams by their club name. Thanks, fellas. I do. Apologies if I don't. I'm looking forward to the Cowboys next. The Origin stuffed up Cowboys. Too many players out at once. I reckon they got injuries on top of it next year, maybe, says Joy from the Cowboys. Well, that is a nice little segue, Joy. You can hang around because after the news, we will get the preview from the Cowboys game up against Newcastle. Quentin Hull, Lockie Coote, and also Laurie Spina. It is half-time here at the Sydney Football Stadium. Adam Dewey and Jarrell Skelton scoring the Tigers' tries. Adam Dewey has 2 from 2. Tolatakola with Manly's try. Ruben Garrick converting that goal. But Ruben Garrick's afternoon ended early with a shoulder injury. It is at half-time. The West Tigers 12 leading Manly 6. Let's get the latest from the ABC Newsroom.
ABC News with Satyam Weinstein. Russian President Vladimir Putin has reportedly told US President Donald Trump he wants Ukraine to hand over territory in the east of the country in exchange for Moscow freezing the front line elsewhere. European officials with knowledge of the meeting between Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin in Alaska say the Russian leader wants all of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, which Ukraine currently holds. Russia's UN envoy Dmitry Polyansky says that for his country, the war isn't about territory.
It has been about the people all the time, about their rights, about their identity. So there are people living in these lands whose rights are being violated by Ukraine, who are being denied the right to be Russian, to speak Russian. And that is the core issue. It's not about the land so much. And we repeatedly stated it.
Officials in Pakistan say around 300 people have been killed by flooding in the northwest of the country. Flash flooding and landslides have destroyed roads and entire villages have been swept away. Parts of neighbouring India and Nepal have also been hit hard by heavy rain, hundreds of fatalities in the past week. This man describes the situation in one of the worst-hit Pakistani provinces, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.
25 people from our family have died fighting the floods. My nephew was coming from Malaysia, so one of my brother went to pick him up, and I was at school, so we survived.
The Canadian government has ordered Air Canada and striking flight attendants into arbitration. It comes after flight attendants walked off the job, leaving around 100,000 travellers stranded. The intervention means the 10,000 Air Canada staff members will soon after return to work. Head of the Flight Attendants Union in Canada, Wesley Lisowski, says the airline has been exploiting its workers.
For 9 months, we have tried to bargain in good faith with Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge. And for 9 months, Air Canada has stonewalled us. They refused to end unpaid work. They refused to give our lowest paid flight attendants a raise to lift them out of poverty. And now Air Canada has left us no choice but to walk a picket line to end their corporate greed and exploitative practices.
The Victorian government has released its nearly $8 billion transmission plan, which it says will help the state reach nearly 100% renewable energy in the next decade. The plan outlines 6 renewable energy zones that will cover about 8% of the state's landmass in the next 15 years. 18 gigawatts of solar and wind power and 9 gigawatts of offshore energy are expected to be secured by then. Energy Minister Lily D'Ambrosio says the project will save households and businesses money.
This is about making sure that we can manage our transition in a way that continues to deliver consistently the lowest wholesale and retail energy prices in the country for Victorians, and making sure that we can keep the lights on.
Independent South Australian MP Frank Pangallo is joining the Liberal Party to run for the lower house seat of Waite in next year's state election. Mr Pangallo was elected to the upper house in 2018 on the SA Best ticket before becoming an independent in 2023. Waite's currently held by first-term Labor MP Catherine Hutchinson on a margin of 4%. Mr Pangallo says he'll rattle cages and be a watchdog in Parliament.
That's what I enjoy doing, is advocating for people, and I'll be advocating for the people of Waite during this campaign. And not just Waite, but also people in South Australia, because I think South Australia needs a watchdog in Parliament, and that's what I intend to do.
It's been revealed a man who suffered severe injuries after being allegedly attacked with a machete in Melbourne has been granted a new visa so he can continue his medical care in Australia. Megan Dillon reports.
33-year-old Indian national Sarab Anand was allegedly attacked at a shopping centre in Altona Meadows in Melbourne's southwest just under a month ago. He suffered life-changing injuries, almost losing his hand. 5 teenagers have been charged over the alleged attack, including a 15-year-old boy. Mr Anand was facing deportation as his temporary visa was due to expire on August the 25th. But he has since been granted a new visa and is on a pathway to permanent residency after the federal government considered his case on compassionate grounds. The new visa will allow him to stay for up to 2 years. Mr Anand says the decision has rekindled his hope in humanity.
Queensland police are investigating an alleged stabbing on the Gold Coast. Officers say a man and a woman were wounded at a property at Arundel this morning. They were taken to hospital in a stable condition. A man in his 20s was arrested in nearby Pimpama. A crime scene has been declared. You're up to date with the very latest from ABC News. You can get more news at any time by downloading the ABC Listen app.
The summer of cricket has arrived early.
Lobs it straight down the ground for 6. He's on the pull shot. Boy, did he get that.
White ball cricket takes centre stage in the top end as Australia take on South Africa.
Down for leg for 4. Finger goes up.
And it's on now on the ABC Listen.
Down the pitch, there we go. Bang.
Every ball live. Just click on the cricket button.
The 2025 NRL Premiership. It's Indigenous round.
Luke Brooks goes to the line. Sonkovic left-hand side, gets it away to Kola, has grabbed on the collar, but still goes through. Still going through Tolutau Kola over the 20. He's got 2 to beat. Tolutau Kola just pushes them away, goes himself and scores. The West Tigers hold off him. I think about 8 West Tigers players had a jersey grab, but it wasn't anything more than a jersey grab. And Tolutau Kola just brushed them away like flies and ran about 45 metres, maybe more, to score Manly's first try. Inside or just over a minute gone, 4-0 kick to come.
Well, that's ridiculous. Tolutau Kola made the West Tigers look like kids.
Karoya out dummy half, left Luai back on the inside, almost a gap through for Jerome Luai, but he's brought to ground by Simkin again. Karoya out gets it away to Terrell May. Quick hands, basketball star to Adam Gooey, try. They had the Manly Sea Eagles napping close to the line defensively. It was really quick hands from the West Tigers, and Adam Dewey was on hand to score next to the post. Plays it for Karoya, open side right, Latu Fanu. Then Dewey, quick hands, they've got numbers on the right. Starkatoa gets it to Gerald Skelton for the line. Gerald Skelton gets the ball down in the corner. Scores the try for the West Tigers. Luke Brooks and Tom Trebojevic were flying across to try to put him in the touch, but really good strength from Gerald Skelton to give the Tigers the lead.
The 2025 NRL Premiership. It's Indigenous round.
Yes, welcome back to the Sydney Football Stadium as the West Tigers lead the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles at half-time. 12 points to 6, tries to Adam Dewey and Gerald Skelton. Tolutau Kola with Manly's try. Another game after this one from Townsville. It should be a cracker as both teams try to avoid the wooden spoon. The North Queensland Cowboys at home to the Newcastle Knights on the call. Lockie Coote, Laurie Spina, and good afternoon, Quentin Hull.
G'day, Glenn. It's a warm one here in Townsville, as you mentioned, whether or not they're in the race for the spoon or just to try and avoid the blowtorch of the week to come. Rightly or wrongly, you think that the losing coach is going to have the intensity absolutely ramped up on it. From the Knights' perspective, they've lost 5 in a row. It'll be interesting to see how young Connor Vitano goes on debut at fullback, a young man from Gosford who's a former New South Wales underage Origin player. And for the Cowboys, well, they've only won 2 of their last 10, but they've got a few troops coming back today. Jordan McLean returning from a calf injury, Carl Lawton from suspension, Harrison Edwards and Thomas McCarley also coming into the team, but Cohen Hess is out for the rest of the season. And you mentioned a man who's footy royalty in these parts, part of that 2015 Premiership, and also a 3-time Super League winner. Lachlan Coote, it's great to have you on board. The ABC Sports coverage of footy in this part of the world. How are you doing and what are you looking forward to today?
Mate, going very well, and I appreciate you getting me on and looking forward to, commentating the game. But yeah, most important thing at the moment, great weather conditions, typical Townsville winter, but also looking forward to Cowboys getting their attack on, getting it flowing, but then also young Connor making his debut there, fullback there. I know what that's like, and I feel like there's not a lot of pressure on him at the moment because of the way teams are performing, so he can just go out there and play his game.
And you've been in seasons where you've had tough runs. What's it like when you get to the back end and you're playing for pride and you know that your coach is under the pump?
Yeah, well, you just don't want to go towards that wooden spoon, do you? So you want to steer clear of that, and then obviously there's a lot off the field moments with the coach under the pressure, and I think both teams' coaches are under pressure, so we'll see how that unfolds during the week.
Lachlan, it's going to be great to share the call with you along with Laurie Spinner, and not only Lachlan Coote on debut for us, Glenn, but interesting story about the referee tonight, Jared Cole, who's been a very good referee in the Queensland Cup. He's refereed 2 of the last 3 Queensland Cup grand finals. He's the full-time physiotherapist at the Gold Coast Hospital, but at 31 years of age, he's coming in to officiate this game with Grant Atkins in the bunker. I'm just waiting to see if there's any late team changes because those names are just dropping as we speak. not coming through on the screen that I'm looking at the moment. Let's just see if the app's got anything updated as yet. Always the way, isn't it? Just when you're about to throw back, the teams come through. No, not finalised yet. We're not expecting any late changes, so we'll send that down the line. It's going to be hot and warm for the 4 o'clock kickoff game this Sunday of round 24.
Excellent, thank you, Q. Looking forward to the debut of Lachlan Coote as well, former Penrith teammate of the great Luke Lewis as well. So Louis will be looking forward to listening to Lachlan Coote on debut. No pressure to follow in the footsteps of Luke Lewis.
Good luck, Cootie. I'm glad to hear your voice, mate. Can't wait to hear you call your first game. I think you'll kill it anyway, mate. You're a great player and mate, have fun. Hey, how good. I'm excited that he's on the team.
So good. 0467 920 222. Hi, guys. I say West Tigers will thrash the Seagulls 46-6. Says Stuart in Aspley. We'll see how the Cowboys do against the Knights. Drinkwater will score 10 tries. Let's see if that comes to fruition. Just finished the chores. The wife's happy. Cracked the cold. Making dough for pizza tonight, says Vince. Sounds sensational. Yeah, thank you for that one. Still clucking, keeping my neighbourhood happy, says Trish the Rooster in Concord. Hey there, guys. Love the show. I agree with Louis. Team take too many tackles in set-up plays, especially Manly. Just played the footy earlier. Wishing Andrew the best. Chris in Batto Bay. Thank you very much. They are back underway. Manly kicking towards the northern end of the Sydney Football Stadium, and the Tigers with first use of the football in this second half through Terrell May. He plays the ball 19 away from his own goal line, and then one off the ruck on the next play. Just getting over the 20-metre line is Samuela Fino. He plays it. They come open side right, and it's Royce Hunt with the ball 30 metres away from his own goal line. Ben Trebojevic taking the tackle along with Jake Simpkin. So Coruscant out of dummy half, gets it away to Dewey, then back on the inside for Fino. That's Samuela, and he will play the ball about 11 metres short of the halfway line. I beg your pardon, that's Sione. Samuela had the previous hit up. I'll get it right by the end of the game, and the Tigers. Do you know what? If Jake was playing, there'd be 3 Trebojevics and 3 Finos.
Yeah, it does get a bit of a tongue twister, doesn't it?
As Luai kicks downfield, it's a decent kick as well. Tom Trebojevic takes it on the 10-metre line, and he returns it up towards the 30. Centre field as Manly get first use of the football in this second half, and it's Latu and Samuela doing the tackling. Here's Jason Saab taking it up to within 13 of the halfway line in centre field. We'll get down to John Gibbs at some point to get the latest from the two teams at half-time and see what we've got in this second half. Lehigh Hopewadi is 6 short of the halfway line in centre field. The Tigers leading 12 points to 6. Simpkin is out at dummy half. Tavanga's at first receiver. Cherry Evans ball back on the inside for Tom Trebojevic, who was just in front of Tom. Tom reached out and caught it well, and he's about 10 inside Tigers territory. Simpkin left for Tavanga. Keeps it alive for Brooks. Brooks thinks about going left, but he goes back on the inside. He has the ball stripped. The referee says one-on-one by Sione Finu, and Sione's brought around 2 away from the halfway line. So the Tigers get the ball back from Manly. They've started the way they ended the first half in control, the Tigers, and they had the ball through Stafford Tower about 6 inside Manly's half. They play the ball with Croissant going left for Terrell May, and then on it goes to Samuela Finu. Samuela has the ball 35 away from Manly's line, held up in the tackle, about 20 away from the eastern touchline. They come open side right. Latu's at a wide first receiver. On it goes for Dewey, then Jareem Buller tries to get away through, but Luke Brooks and Tolotau Kola are there to wrap him up. He plays the ball. Stafford Tour finds himself at dummy half. Left for Dewey. Terrell May dummies, then gets it away to Luai. Quick hands for the other May, and it gets away to Taruva, who comes back on the inside. Now back to Coruscant. Coruscant takes the tackle 16 metres away from the line in centre field. They play the ball for Latu. Left-hand side for Jerome Luai to kick through. Cherry Evans tries to take the catch on the way through, loses it forward, and the Tigers will get the ball back 10 away from Manly's goal line. Cherry Evans pretty much had to play at that because Jerome Luai's kick was finding plenty of Tigers flying through on the left-hand side, including Samuela Finu, and Cherry Evans couldn't quite hold on to it. 3 gone second half. Tigers 12, Manly 6.
Yeah, the Tigers have started fast in the second half. They got really good early field position now. That would have been a beautiful little kick there from Jerome Luai. It was a nice read there also from Daly Cherry Evans. He just couldn't pull it in. But you're right, there was probably 3 or 4 Tigers players absolutely flying through for that kick. So would have been interesting to see what happened. Let's see what they can do with this scrum.
But we'll get down to Jonty eventually, but we haven't had a chance. They win the scrum. They go right. Dewey, and they win a penalty as well because Manly were offside at the base of the scrum. So the Tigers Tigers will get the penalty about 3 away from the line. The referee calls time off. They're deciding what to do. Surely they don't take it.
I'd be taking the 2.
Yeah, it opens it up to more than a converted try. And that is what they are going to do. So Adam G has pointed towards the penalty, and then they've said we'll take 2, and then he moves it towards the touchline just to make it a bit harder. No, they're not taking the 2. They're taking the tap. It would have taken it out to an 8-point advantage. So they take the tap through Dewey. Royce Hunt goes towards the line. He's about 3 away. Let's see whether that will be a good decision. He makes his way to within a metre of the line, Royce Hunt. Gets up and plays it for Croissau. Left-hand side, he goes for Latu Fanu. Back on the inside for Terrell May. Gets it away for Croissau on the offload, and then on it goes to Xiaomi Finu, and Finu is brought to ground 8 away from the line. 20 in from the western touchline. Croissau waiting at dummy half. He comes left open side. Dewey takes it to the line. Close to the line is Terrell May, almost finding a way through, but he can't. Cherry Evans and Jake Simpkin bring him down, but they're slow to get off, so it's 6 again. Croissau dummy half, right-hand side for Royce Hunt. They're right underneath the sticks at the southern end of the Sydney Football Stadium with a 12 points to 6 lead on ABC Sport. The Tigers go left-hand side. Dewey runs out of room, changes direction, goes back into traffic, still going out and Dewey close to the line, and he ends up pretty much where the last ruck was, a metre away from the line under the sticks. They go left from Croissau dummy half. Latu Finu, another 6 again here for the Tigers. Jerome Luai flick pass out, they're back for Latu. Latu goes himself, settles things down and takes the tackle 9 away centre field. They lead 12-6, 5 gone second half. Croissau comes right out of dummy half for Dewey. Back on the inside for Xiaomi Finu, and Xiaomi takes it to about 3 metres away from the line. 25 in from the western touchline. Manly's defence hanging on for now. Croissau left for Dewey. Cut out long pass for Luai. Another cut out pass to the touch judge. It'll go over the eastern touchline, and Manly get a let off. The first cut out pass was beautiful. The second pass was way too big. Dewey's was excellent. Luai's just couldn't find his man. In fact, Taruba was in off his wing a little bit, so maybe he didn't realise that as he threw the ball over Louis, and Manly get off the hook.
No, well, Manly touched it.
Manly touched the ball.
That's why the West Tigers are now already under play. Play one right middle of the field.
Yeah, wow, I didn't realise it came off a Manly hand. Jason Saab was really close to it near the line, and the Tigers are attacking the line. They're 10 away. Royce Hunt, Manly with more defending to do. 3 short. Croissau waiting at dummy half. Can Manly keep them out here? Still trailing 12-6 the Sea Eagles. Latu Finu, 7 metres away. 25 in from the eastern touchline. Croissau waiting at dummy half, comes open side right. Terrell Mays at a wide first receiver. He changes direction, doesn't know where to go, the big front rower. Gets a one-handed offload to Dewey. Dewey crabs left, finds Jerome Luai to come back right. A goose step from Jerome Luai. They're toying with Manly at the moment. Terrell May straightens, still doesn't know where to go. He gets another offload away to Croissau. They've gone through about 15 sets of hands here. Here's Taylor May over on the left-hand side. He's 9 away from the goal line. Takes the tackle, gets up, plays the ball. They come open side right. Jerome Luai gets it away to Croissau, and he's brought to ground. 5 away from the line. Adjacent to the left-hand upright. The Tigers still attacking this southern end. Luai gets it out the back for Dewey. They've got numbers if they can use them. Start for Tor, flick pass out the back. Jareen Buller loses it. Jareen Buller loses it under pressure from Manly. Luke Brooks was the man that forces the error, and the Manly Sea Eagles will finally get the ball back. 7 gone second half. The Tigers leading 12 points to 6. John Gibbs on the touchline. It's been electric.
Well, that was what Anthony Seabold was looking for, more commitment in defence, and he's got it. And now they have to control the ball. That was the other side of the message. Both camps giving exactly the same message, commitment and just don't make mistakes. Well, I can't believe that the West Tigers didn't take 2 points to extend to 8 points. That was ridiculous.
It all happened at your end, and I know you love a 2-pointer, but as you say, yeah, it would have extended past the single converted try. Manly have the ball through Caleb Naval. He plays the ball 3 short of halfway. Cherry Evans goes right, and he forces Corey Waddell to take the catch as he's tackled. Waddell gets an offload away as well. Tom Trebojevic, we've had 40,000 offloads this afternoon, and now Ben Trebojevic straightens and goes through the middle. Brought to ground on the final play for Manly, 27 away. Simpkins at dummy half goes right for Cherry Evans to kick on the run towards the post. Buller goes up, but Tom gets there first and loses the ball, and the Tigers come up with it in the end. Jareen Buller. Now Croissau tries to pass out at dummy half. It goes into Tom Trebojevic. He throws it directly into him. And the referee's given a penalty to Manly for Croissau throwing the ball into Tom Trebojevic. He's saying on purpose.
Yeah.
Previous tackle was 1. I believe RPR had other options there, and he deliberately throws it into Tom. That's the on-field ruling.
Yeah, back in the day, there used to be a penalty no matter what, and they changed this rule. If you do throw it into a person on purpose, it is a penalty.
Because of the previous play, he does not move. Appy chooses to deliberately throw the ball at Tom, which is a penalty, and the captain's challenge is unsuccessful.
I agree with it. I actually think he does throw it at him because you could have come here, you could have took a step, you could have found your player. It was just, he was running the risk there, he got caught.
Yep, 100%. So all of a sudden that, as you say, you and Gibbsy talking about that decision not to go for two, could it come back to bite them? Because Manly now have a penalty in a full set at the Tigers line at the northern end of the Sydney Football Stadium. Trailing 12-6, the Seagulls with 8 gone second half. They had the ball through Navale. He's 3 metres away from the line in centre field. Simpkins waiting for it at dummy half. He comes right. Cherry Evans is there, running on a quick line and trying to find a way through on the far side, but can't get there. Just near the line is Tommy Talau. He gets up and plays it for Simpkin. Short for Toff Simply. Can he reach out? No. Toff Simply will get up and play it centimetres short. Simpkin comes left. Cherry Evans gets it away to Brooks. Short ball for Tom Trebojevic. The defence is there to wrap him up 8 metres away from the line. I thought it was going to come through the hands to Ben Trebojevic there, but Tom got there first. He plays it for Simpkin. Right-hand side, Cherry Evans. Then Navale is 6 away from the line. Adjacent to the left-hand upright. Final play. Simpkin comes left. Tom Trebojevic takes it to the line, gets it away to Ben, and now close to the line, Lehigh Hopewadi has to get the pass away. So he was going to go into touch. It's picked up by Stafford Toa, slips over as he looks to run the length, and then back on the inside for Tony Sukar on the field for the Tigers, who takes the tackle 27 away from the line and 10 in from the western touchline. Well, it's been frenetic at both ends of this field. Both teams happy to throw the ball around, and Sunia Taruva wants a high shot here. The referee's saying shoulder. So Taruva has to take the tackle 33 metres away from the line. Here's Terrell May straight through the middle, and he makes it to within 7 of the halfway line in centre field. There's 10 gone in the second half. The Tigers leading 12-6. John Gibbs, Luke Lewis and Glenn Lauder on ABC Sport. Back on the inside for Jareem Buller. Can't find a way through. 1 metre inside Manly's territory, centre field. He'll get up and play the ball for Karoyasau. Right-hand side for Sione Fainu. And Sione takes the tackle 10 inside Manly's half on the final play for the Tigers. They have it through Karoyasau. Dummy half short right for Dewey. Puts the high kick up down the channel. Tom Trebojevic is there waiting for it. Takes it comfortably this time, and then Tony Sukar whacks him over the top, and Alex Twal again finishing the tackle with the Tigers leading by 6, 10 gone second half.
Well, both sides have come out in the second half and defended their line really, really well and scrambled well. So obviously nice and fresh at the moment. But I'd like to see both attacks just to sort of go a little bit straighter. They're trying to go around a little bit too much. You've got to have someone running straight with a nice play at the back. The first team to do it, I think, will start to get some points.
Manly have the ball through Tommy Talau over on the right-hand side, 13 short of halfway. Jake Simpkin, dummy half, comes left, but then changes direction for Cherry Evans, back through the middle. I think the markers might have been offside, and the referee was suggesting there was going to be 6 more, but it's the last tackle. So Simpkins at dummy half. Cherry Evans will grub it close to the touchline, and it goes straight down that channel in not much space at all. Picked up by Jareem Buller, who returns it 25 away from his own line, with the Tigers leading 12-6. 11 gone second half, touchline John Gibbs.
That's another reason why I'd be taking 2 points, because the West Tigers are making ground at will. So they just get down the other end of the field easily, and where their execution expertise is being let down a little bit is when they get close to the line. But they are still looking far more dangerous than Manly.
Jarrell Scott with a try already this afternoon. He takes the tackle 8 metres short of halfway. Plays the ball for Stafford Toa, and then Karoyasau to wide first receiver, steps off his left, almost slips over, and then takes the tackle on halfway. Final play for the Tigers now. Here's Dewey just inside his own half, about 15 in from the western touchline. Kicks down this right-hand side for Tom Trebojevic, 8 away from his own goal line. He'll return it up towards the 20-metre line. Bounces off Luai, but he can't get away from the other tacklers of Fainu, and also Charlie Murray. He plays the ball, and they come open side right. Short-ish, I guess, straight through the middle, isn't it? So open, short, doesn't matter. Jason Saab has the tackle about 25 away from the the line and 10 in from the eastern touchline. Now they come back to the open and they've got the ball through the middle of the park. It's a strong run from Navale, straightening on his run. He takes the tackle 15 short of halfway. Simpkin quickly out of dummy half for Brooks. He's played at really quick speed this game, and Tolutaukola has the ball 5 inside Tigers territory and 5 in from the western touchline. Lehigh Hopewadi gets it away to Brooks. On it goes to Siwa Takiaho. Takiaho takes 3 or 4 Tigers players with him to be tackled 11 inside West Tigers half. Final play for Manly. Simpkins at dummy half. Cherry Evans will go high once again towards the middle. It's a spiralling kick for Buller. Oh, they get in the way. Taruba and Buller get in the way, but they recover beautifully to stop Corey Waddell centimetres out. They get 6 again, Manly. They might not need it because diving over at dummy half and scoring the try is Tommy Talau.
Yeah. Go Bucky.
Adam G thinks he's short.
I believe the marker gets to the goal line. The ball is initially grounded short and promoted.
So this could be a double movement against Tommy Talau. What about the recovery from Taruva and Buller after running into each other? Don't worry about standing there, Louis. You're fine. Yeah, that's a double movement for sure.
You're never going to get away with it.
What's he thinking?
They're now going to look at the markers. Are they onside?
Yeah.
Ball is initially grounded short here.
Jerome Luai could be the one.
There's now a secondary motion to promote the ball to the line, which is a double movement. We have a decision.
Well, they're not even looking at the markers. Touchline, John Gibbs.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, we don't want to micromanage it. It's a double movement or it's not. It was play on. Just for going back to the milking, that was a fair enough penalty because Happy Karoya obviously had other options. Well, the trouble is with the game, and this is what they're going to look at in the off-season when they review things, they can reward, say, use Harry Grant when he runs to a play and milks things. Other players milk things, so for something like that you get a penalty. They've got to be more consistent with their rulings. Just by the way, Ruben Garrick also hurt a crack, so that's not good news for his shoulder injury, which removed him from the field in the first half.
Indeed, with only 3 games to go in the season as well as the Tigers make good ground up the field. They have the ball through Samuel Afinu, 3 metres inside Manly's territory after finding touch on that eastern side. And now Charlie Murray takes it to 10 metres inside Manly's territory. The West Tigers leading 12-6, 26 minutes to go at the Sydney Football Stadium. Play 2, they come open side right, goes through the hands of Sione Fainu, continuing on this right-hand side. Ends up with Stafford Tour. Dummies goes himself. He has 3 Manly players. He also has Gerald Skelton on his outside, chooses not to use him. And now Stafford Tour stays down in front of you, John Gibbs, as he gets up finally now and plays the ball, but he looks in a little bit of difficulty there. Buller goes left, links up with Adam Dewey, and then Jerome Luai out the back for Croissau, finding himself all the way out there. And now it goes to Taylor May, and Sunia Taruva will stroll through. Sunia Taruva scores a try. Manly's right-hand defence was absolutely non-existent there. They spun it to the left, the West Tigers. Taruva scores his 11th of the season, and Manly's right-edge defence was completely unravelled. 16 points to 6, the Tigers lead with a kick to come and 25 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, well, they finally get it right, the West Tigers, and everyone's doing their job nice in this play. And there was a shift right from the right edge, far from the right edge, I should say, but really good skill from the West Tigers. A couple of nice passes out in front, wide passes too, which skip across a couple of defenders, which is really nice there. And Jerome Luai, he skips over, showing a little couple of cross plays. Then you got Finer, who runs a beautiful line, which creates that 3-on-2, and then gives it to May. Quick hands to find Taruba, and beautiful footwork there from Taruba, coming off that left foot. Bang, bang, 2 left foot steps, straight over, scores a great try, betters the position, and they're back out, we're out in front more now. What is it, 16-6, kick to come. They're looking good, the Tigers.
Touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, he's done his collarbone for sure. It was right in front of me. He made a big run, Stafford Tower I'm referring to, and he's left the field. Latu Fainu comes back on the field. That was excellent work by Taruva out in the wing, but also in that passage of play, I saw Jake Simpkin, the new father today. He was grabbing at his hamstring, so hopefully it was just a cramp because he stayed out there, but that was ordinary defence on the right-hand side for Manly, and they had West Tigers look more dangerous.
Well, at least he's got a hospital room waiting for him if he needs one. Not that you'd expect that with a the hamstring injury. Thank you, Gibbsy. Adam Dewey, 20 metres in from the eastern touchline. Yeah, his wife giving birth to baby Hunter only a couple of hours ago. Congratulations to Jake Simpkin as Adam Dewey is 20 metres in from the eastern touchline. There's 24 and a half to go. He moves in and hits this one. The touch judges put their flags up. He adds the extras. He's 3 from 3 this afternoon. And the Tigers lead 18 points to 6 around the grounds in the NRLW second half. The Roosters leading Newcastle 24-14. 22 all between Wentworth Bill Magpies and Panthers in New South Wales Women's Rugby League second half. First half in New South Wales Cup, North Sydney lead the Roosters 6-0, and it's 6 all between the Hunters and South Logan in the first half of the Queensland Cup. Third quarter AFLW, St Kilda leading Adelaide 28-14. Third quarter AFL Men, North Melbourne leading Richmond 97-50. Sydney leading Geelong 6-1. That one just getting underway at the SCG. G'day from Cairns, Glenn, Luke and John. Exciting game for the Tigers today. Al Sandy, go the Tigers. Thank you guys. Good to hear from you. On Turbo having 40,000 offloads, I've told you 100,000 times not to exaggerate. Thanks for the great afternoon, Jason. No, I didn't exaggerate that much. I said there were 40,000 offloads in the game, not just Turbo. I'm not that stupid. So, yeah, at least 40,000 in the whole game, Jason. Thanks for the text, 0467 920 222. Here's the Tigers with the ball through Tony Sukar, 25 away from his own goal line. Advances it a couple of metres as well. A couple of good post-contact metres there. 24 to go with John Gibbs, Luke Lewis and Glenn Lauder on ABC Sport. Jerome Luai gets away from his first man in Tommy Talau, but he can't get away from Jason Saab, and coming over the top is Siwa Takiaho, so he'll play the ball 30 away from his line. They come back open side right, and the West Tigers with, of course, Latu Fainu back on the field with Stafford going up the tunnel with that shoulder injury, collarbone potentially. Kicking it early in the set on play 4, looking for a 40-20 was out of dummy half Croatia, but Tom Trebojevic was on it. He raced across and got it just in front of the touchline, but he's always odds on to get to the ball first. So Manly can start this set from their own 30-metre line. They come back into the middle, and it's good defending there. Coming over the top, Charlie Murray to put Lehigh Hopewadi on his back and slow Manly's momentum there. Siwa Takiaho tries to get them going forward. Held up in the tackle, 35 away from his own line. Simkin out of dummy half comes left. Navale through the hands of Luke Brooks. Tries to put Ben Trebojevic through a hole, but the West Tigers and Latu Fainu coming up solid there alongside Tony Sukar. Here's Navale again, who's looked pretty decent for Manly since he's come on. He's made some good yards. It's the final play, and he's 5 metres inside Tigers territory. The Tigers leading 18-6. Cherry Evans will go to the skies on the last. It's a high floating ball again. Taruva has no idea, but Manly can't capitalise. Siwa Takiaho picks it up on the bounce. Waddell gets it away to Cherry Evans. It's going to be a Tigers penalty because Siwa Takiaho was he was in front of the kicker and got inside the 10 after the Tigers had no idea. If Cherry Evans is going to put up those kicks and put them under so much pressure, the Manly players are going to be ready for that ball to bounce, and they don't know what's happening either. 22 to go. The Tigers lead 18-6.
Yeah, Daly Cherry Evans has hit these 2 inside torpedo bombs absolutely perfectly. He's hit the belly of the board, spinning nicely. It's swaying around everywhere, and it's put the Buller and Taruva in 5,000 different minds. They didn't know what to do or where to be. They couldn't get their body in the right position, and the bounce actually favoured Manly nicely. But you're right, they've all got to be on side, because if it's going to bounce, you don't know who it's going to go to, and then if it comes back like that, they were going in. They were going to score there, the Manly side, but not to be.
Didn't know they had that many lives. Samuel find more minds than a cat, more lives than a cat. Alex 12.
Well, I've definitely got more than 5,000 minds.
Yeah. Alex 12 plays at 7 metres short of halfway. They go open side left, Charlie Murray, and Murray is 3 metres inside Manly's territory, centre field at Koroisau dummy half. Left-hand side for Luai will kick on the 4th tackle. Down the left-hand channel, Tom Trebojevic has to come across for it. It bounces into the goal. He'll struggle to get out. He does well. He dives at the feet of the chasing pack and takes the tackle a metre away from the line. It is, of course, a surrender tackle because he didn't want to get pushed back into the in-goal. And Jason Saab now on play 2 will be held 5 metres away from the line. So Manly having to do really hard yards to get out of their own end here. The Tigers' backs are up, and they are really muscling up in defence. Play 3, Manly still only 10 away from their own line. Simpkin comes left. Cherry Evans will look to kick and find Lehigh Hopewadi. He does, and Lehigh tries to get past Gerald Skelton. Skelton just about a try scorer, despite it being 70 metres away, to bring Lehigh Hopewadi down. Here's Cherry Evans. It's the final play. At least what it does is get Manly into better field position, and now it's going to be a Manly penalty on the final play. Latu Finu pushed Cherry Evans back on the ground on the last tackle. Absolute coach killer to give Manly another set, kicking for touch on halfway.
That was nice work there by Daly Cherry Evans. He comes over, communication with, I think it was Paul who got that ball, and beautiful little crossfield kick, then backs it straight up with a really nice strong carry and tries to get a quick play the ball, and then gets pushed down for his liking, and that's what gives him another set in this field position now.
Yeah, Bullymore plays it 33 away from the Tigers line, straightening his Takiaho, and he takes the tackle 27 away centre field. 20 minutes to go in this one, the Tigers lead by 12. Simpkins goes left out of dummy half for Brooks, and then Cherry Evans trying to put Kohler through a gap, but the Tigers defence scrambles once again. Kohler plays it 10 away from the line. They go short left-hand side. Cherry Evans tries to get it to Lehigh Hopewadi, but it goes over the touchline, and it's a forward pass. So once again, Manly get down to that end of the field, and they can't come up with points. Cherry Evans is just overplaying his hand. It came off Ben Trebojevic and went forward, and the Tigers will get the ball on their 10-metre line with less than 20 to go. Cherry Evans is looking incredibly frustrated, down 18 points to 6.
Well, he's doing some really good things, and he's doing some not so good things. Daly Cherry Evans had a bit of a mixed bag this afternoon, but he knew exactly where he wanted that ball to go, and he was looking for Lehigh Hopewadi on the edge, but it just hits Ben Trebojevic's hand, travels forward. You know, both players probably could have scored there. If he had played short, it would have been a real hard tackle to stop him, but it just didn't work out in Manly's favour.
And it was a 20-metre restart for the Tigers, because as Ben Trebojevic knocked it on, he knocked it into the corner post, and the corner post is only out of play in the act of scoring a try. Because Manly weren't scoring a try, it is part of the touch-in goal line. So they get the 20-metre restart, and they come up already to halfway through Adam Dewey on play 3. He's got it 25 metres inside the western touchline. Karoya Sau's at dummy half, and they go open side left for Alex Twile, who finds himself 6 metres inside Manly's territory. Gets up and plays the ball. They come open side left for Terrell May, keeps it alive for Jerome Luai, who puts Taylor May through a gap, and he'll go through completely untouched. Manly completely unravelling, and the Tigers celebrating. Taylor May runs a beautiful hole, and the Manly defence are like statues. Put them on Easter Island as the Tigers go out to a 22 points to 6 lead. 18 and a half to go. Shut the gate, kick the cup.
Yeah, that was beautiful work there by Taylor May. Really nice pass here from Jerome Luai. But there's no better feeling in the world than just punching into a hole like that from May. It just feels like everyone's in slow-mo, and then he just uses his speed, gets around Tom Trebojevic, and just trying to watch if there was a bit of
an obstruction.
But I don't know. I'm going to say no on first view there, but geez, that's good to watch when you've got a full flight centre with speed and footwork in open space.
Yeah, there's one of his teammates who runs in front of Tom Trebojevic, touchline John Gibbs.
Yeah, I think that was Sam Finer, but he doesn't get in the road. And Tom Trebojevic, he took no one. He just stood there, and a little bit like the previous try to Taruva when the last line of defence was ineffectual. And it all happens also when Jason Saab comes infield. Now, Tom Trebojevic might argue, well, I didn't know who to go for, but in the end he went for no one. That is, no one is affected there. That was on the fullback, his decision.
Thank you, Gibbsy. Adam Dewey with a conversion from right in front. 17 and a half to go. The Tigers are all but home, and mathematically keeping their finals hopes alive. Manly, their top 8 hopes are in summed out. Staring down the barrel of a 4th straight loss to Sea Eagles. This will be back-to-back wins for the West Tigers after defeating Canterbury before the bye. So if you had the bye, 6 points in 3 weeks. Adam Dewey moves in, strikes this one, it's too easy. 24 points to 6, he's 4 from 4 around the grounds in the AFL. 4th quarter, North Melbourne leading Richmond 97-51, and Sydney out to a 21 lead over Geelong. Full-time in the NRLW, the Roosters have beaten the Knights 30-14 in Gosford, and first half New South Wales Cup 6-all between North Sydney and the Roosters. First half Queensland Cup, Hunters leading the South Logan Magpies 12-6, and third quarter in the AFL St Kilda, AFLW St Kilda leading Adelaide 35-15. 0467920222. Graham, thank you for your text message. There was a lot going on there. Tigers, Brooks, Tommy Talau, blah, blah, blah. Yes, a lot of ex-Tigers here. It's a short kick-off, but it's picked up by the Tigers through Samuela Fainu, and he'll take the tackle 11 short of the halfway line. So nothing going right for Manly at the moment. Although they found 10 metres, they found the Tigers. And Sunia Taruva will play it 6 short of halfway. Back on the inside, the try scorer Taylor May takes it up over the halfway line. He's a metre inside Manly's half, and the Tigers are really up and about now as Terrell May takes it 10 metres inside Manly's territory and will go to ground before getting up and playing it for Koroisau. Open side, right they go. Murray through the hands of Adam Dewey, and he threw the ball a little bit too close to Tony Sukar then, and he hit the line and lost the ball at the same time. So Manly do come up with it 13 short of halfway, and they'll play the ball through Tolutau Kola. Open side right, one off the ruck goes Ben Trebojevic. He has the ball 7 short of halfway, 25 in from the western touchline. Simpkins at dummy half. He goes through the hands of Navale. Cherry Evans throws a bullet out the back on the right-hand side. Tommy Talau takes it well. It was flying at him, and he put the hands out and held onto it. Now Matt Lodge loses the ball for Manly as he hits the line on the next play. It's picked up by the Tigers. The problem with Manly now is they have to throw the ball around and try to come up with something. So it's really high-risk stuff. The Tigers can just take it easy, get to the end of their sets as they play the ball through Sukar, a metre short of halfway. Left-hand side, they go through Charlie Murray. He takes the tackle 4 inside Manly's territory in game number 3 in the NRL. Left-hand side, they go for Terrell May, who's been in everything today for the Tigers as well. He takes the tackle 35 away from Manly's line. Held up by Lodge. Plays the ball for Koroisau. Right-hand side, dummies. Continues on for Dewey, then changes direction for Sukar. Tony Sukar's 33 away from the line, centre field. The Tigers leading 24-6. 15 and a half to go at the SFS. Left-hand side, Jerome Luai. Dummies, goes himself and takes the tackle. Don't forget next, we're heading to Townsville for the Cowboys against the Knights. Quentin Hull, Lockie Coote and Laurie Spooner, and Jerome Luai stayed down here holding his head. And the referee, Adam G, is now calling timeout.
Looks like he got a poke in the eye.
And the referee's happy just to move the ball 10 metres away so Jerome can get attention.
Yeah, good.
Sally Cherry Evans. Oh, it's could be high.
Yeah, I think you got a poke in the eye. It's not going to be a penalty. Got the magic water out, a bit of a squirt. He's back up in the attacking line.
Yeah, they continue on. Charlie Murray, 21 away from the line, centre field. Final play for the Tigers, leading 24-6. Open side right, Dewey will kick through, a little dinking one over the top. Lehigh Hopewadi does beautifully to catch that off his bootlaces. That was a tough one for Hopewadi, and it would have given the Tigers a full set close to the line. Important catch, and then Tom Trebojevic from the next play takes it up towards the 20-metre line and looks for support, not held, so he gets the offload away to Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks over the 20-metre line, and he will take this tackle. Finally goes to ground 23 away in centre field. 14 and a half to go. He plays it for Simpkins. Here's Matt Lodge. Bang! Straight into Api Koroisau and Terrell May. Good contact there. Plays the ball for Simpkin. Right-hand side. The trainer's lost his boot. No, it's Tom Trebojevic has lost his boot. The trainer's trying to do the laces again for him as the Manly Sea Eagles are 5 short of halfway through Tommy Talau. Back on the left-hand side. Navale gets it away to Jazz Tavanger and Matt Lodge. And Matt Lodge is 6 metres inside Tigers territory centre field. Final play for Manly. They trail 24-6. Brooks will go to the skies. Chasing through is Ben Trebojevic. Waiting for it is Buller. He takes it well this time, and the tackle is timed beautifully by Lehigh Hopewadi. The Tigers will start this set 10 away from their own line. Less than 14 to go. They lead by 24 points to 6. Dewey almost gets away, but he slips and he's tackled on the 20.
Yeah, I just really like what the West Tigers are doing. They're turning up in numbers in defence. They've got a lot of energy in defence. At the moment, they look a little bit tired in attack. They're just obviously trying to get a second win now, but doing really, really well, the West Tigers. Manly, for me, they look like they've already shut up shop. They're really struggling to get out of their own end, and they're struggling to play any type of football at the moment.
Gone. Tony Sukar plays the ball 30 away from his line. Charlie Murray, left-hand side, goes to Jerome Luai, and then a strong carry there over on the far side by Samuela Fainu. He's at 9 short of halfway. Rousseau still at dummy half. Left-hand side, shorty goes for Luai. Numbers for Taylor May. Kicks through downfield. Picked up by Tom Trebojevic on the bounce. He can return it up over the 30. Crosses across field. Gets it away to Lehigh Hopewadi. Bounces off one. Still going Lehigh Hopewadi. And then takes the tackle 8 short of halfway. He gets a quick play the ball for Brooks to pick it up one-handed at dummy half. Then gets the ball away to Navale, changing direction. Manly get 6 again. They're 3 metres inside Tigers territory. With 12 and a half to go, they trail by 24 points to 6. So it's a long way back. Jazz Tavanga has the ball back on the inside for Matt Lodge, who does not want it. He didn't know it was coming. It's picked up by Samuel Afinu on the halfway line, with the Tigers leading 24-6, 12 and a half to go, and Alex Twile takes it to within 37. It's stripped out, but that's got to be 3-on-1. There's no way that was a one-on-one strip. Luke Brooks was in there, Ben Trebojevic was in there, Siwa Takiaho was in there, and the Tigers, John Gibbs on the touchline, get a penalty 40 out from Manly's line.
Well, they're running, Manly being run ragged by the West Tigers, seriously. And this is a real issue for Manly, because in the last 4 games, this will be 4 games in a row. I know Andrew's not here to call it, but they're not going to be winning this game. The last 4 games, currently, they have scored 26 points. That's terrible in the last 4 games, but it is a really good period for the West Tigers, because they beat the Bulldogs that had the bye, and now they've given it to Manly. So well done, the Tigers.
Yeah, it's all over. Fanua Bolle, 15 metres away from the line. Left-hand side, they go for Alex Twile. I say it's all over. There's still 11 and a half to go, but in terms of the scoring, there's no way Manly's coming back from this. Twile gets up uglily playing the ball. Is that a word? We'll go along with it. Left-hand side, Samuel Afinu's 3 away from the line, and 15 in from the eastern touchline. Up he gets for Jerome Luai at dummy half. There's a player laying in the ruck. They continue on though. Dewey gets it away for Bolle again, and Fanua Bolle is 9 metres away from the line in centre field for the West Tigers. Karoya South dummy half. Right-hand side he goes for Adam Dewey. Dewey back on the inside for Tony Sukar, and Sukar has the ball 9 away from the line, adjacent to the right-hand upright. Final play for the Tigers. Karoya South dummy half. Thinks about grubbering. Gets it away to May. Continuing on for Jerome Luai. Falls over. Gets the pass away. Back to Terrell May. Gets it away to Jareen Buller. Grubbering through. Karoya South's chasing. Lehigh Hopewadi has to get there, and he'll be caught in goal. Lehigh Hopewadi had to go back into the goal and land on that ball, because Karoya South's kick put him under all sorts of pressure. I beg your pardon, Buller's kick for Karoya South put him under all sorts of pressure, and Manly will get a goal line dropout with 10 and a half to go, trailing 24-6.
Yeah, well, it was good work there by the West Tigers. They went to the left edge. There was nothing doing. A couple of players ran, Jerome Luai out of play, come back across, come up with a nice kick, and here you go Manly now with the short line dropout.
Yeah, it goes about 15. It's knocked backwards by Taruva, and then he does really well on the second attempt, because he has to knock it again to not go over the touchline. It goes back to the Tigers. Everything is turning to gold for the West Tigers this afternoon, and Terrell May has the ball 21 away from Manly's line, 22 in from the eastern touchline. Open side right for Twile. Back on the inside, Bolle. Fanua Bolle tries to use his strong legs to get past Matt Lodge, who holds on. Tavanga helps out. 12 away from the line. Karoya South's at dummy half. He comes right for Alex Twile. Twile looks for an offload, but Tom Trebojevic wraps it up. He's held up in the tackle, 8 away from the line. 9 and a half to go. Karoya South dummy half, right for Buller. Jareen Buller goes towards the line and reaches out, but Tom Trebojevic is there once again, along with Takiaho to stop him short. He plays the ball for Tony Sukar at dummy half. Sukar doesn't know what to do, so he throws the dummy and then takes the tackle. Why is Tony Sukar at dummy half that close to the line? Final play. Buller goes in. Karoya South at first receiver. Left-hand side for Dewey. Tries to find a way through for Samuel Afinu. He loses the ball, and Manly will get a change over. 9 minutes to go. 10 away from their own goal line. They still trail 24-6, the Sea Eagles.
Yeah, it's just inside that 10-metre zone. That's the only time that the West Tigers look a little bit lost in attack. They don't know what to do when the defence is getting up with speed and rushing them, and they've got people in front of them. So, but if they can just get that play the ball maybe out by about 10 metres, and they've got that extra, a little bit of room on their side, they look really, really good. So maybe they can learn from that mistake.
Here's Matthew Lodge for the Sea Eagles, 30 metres away from his own line, 23 in from the eastern touchline. They come open side left for Cherry Evans. Brooks gets it away to Tom Trebojevic. Expansive they have to be, but once again they're just trying to push their hand a little too hard. Tolutau Kola tries to bat it across to Lehigh Hopewadi, and it goes over the touchline, and again it's just Manly trying to force the issue with the Tigers getting a change over 35 metres away from their own line, the Manly line. 8.5 to go, 24-6 they lead. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, it's going to be a big game next week at Brookie on Saturday, the 350th game for Daly Cherry Evans up against the Dolphins. That is going to be a beauty. But Manly's defence and reading of the play has been ordinary. The enthusiasm is infectious from the West Tigers. They're a fun side to watch, and if they tighten up their discipline, they can really trouble any side.
Neil says he's not a Tigers fan, but he's kind of pleased they're not going to get the wooden spoon. Alex Twile has the ball 25 away from Manly's line. He plays it for Croyasau, skipping out a dummy half, left-hand side for Terrell May, who takes the tackle 13 away from the line. Great call, Glenn Louis and John T. A good win for the Tigers. Best wish to Andrew, says Phil in Mudgee. Good to hear from you, Phil. They go left through Jerome Luai, and then they change direction through Taylor May. He takes the tackle 10 away from the line, 20 in from the eastern touch line, as Croyasau out at dummy half changes direction from Jerome Luai. They're trying whatever they want here. He grubbers towards the in goal, and Tom Trebojevic takes it over the dead ball line. It'll be another Manly goal line dropout, and potentially the Tigers can have another set here if they can get the ball back with 7 to go. They lead 24-6.
Well, they'll be happy just to keep the ball down this end. They're going to have to go to get this short line dropout, which have been 50-50 for both sides, but they're looking really good, the Tigers.
Will they view this season as a success? Is this going to go 10? It does. Well, the referee said it didn't go 10, but I reckon Jason Saab was standing over the 10-metre line.
It went 10. Now, he touched it before it went 10.
So Adam G said because even though Jason Saab was over the 10-metre line, the ball wasn't over the plane. And now Manly are going to challenge this, are they? They are. I reckon he was.
I reckon they win.
Well, Jason Saab's touched it before it's gone 10.
Oh, hey, he's fair income facing the other way.
Yeah, but it's a bit, I reckon it still breaks the plane, but it's going over the touch line.
Yeah, the touch line's interesting as well because he's right in that corner, isn't he?
Cleared Jason as onside from the kick.
His both feet are in.
Cleared that he's in the field when he touches the ball. I just need to see.
No, I reckon he touches the touch line with his right boot. John T, are you watching this?
I certainly. What else am I doing? I mean, Manly's performance has been ordinary, but this is just a throw at the stumps, and they'll take the 2 points here right in front. You extend it, you don't take any chances, you're making a 20-point lead.
Well, no, I reckon so he might have touched it before it crossed the plane, even though he's ended up catching it after the plane.
I don't know how you can even tell in that situation, but I reckon it goes over the line.
I think it probably does as well, but then his foot touches the line. So it's either going to be a Tigers penalty or a Tigers scrum fee. The Tigers will get the ball regardless because Jason Saab definitely goes over the touch line. It's just a question of whether...
The fact that Jason reaches out, we've got nothing conclusive to overrule the on-field decision.
It's going to be a penalty.
Manly will retain their right to challenge.
Well, it's not a penalty because obviously it's a restart. No, it's a penalty. Yeah, okay.
Keep your challenge. So I ruled that I ruled that he reached beyond that line, even though his feet are behind. So he grabs it before it's gone 10.
And they will kick for 2, put it out by 26 points to 6 with 6.5 to go.
It depends where they are.
Yeah, so Adam G ruled that he reached out, and the video referee, Chris Butler, has decided that there is no...
He didn't reach out, though, isn't he? His arms have not reached out.
No, I don't think so either, but Chris Butler's decided that there is no conclusive evidence to say otherwise. So Adam Dewey will be able to kick...
It's not a game breaker, though, is it?
No. Straight in front, 24-6, 6 minutes to go. Well, once again, Manly just have to throw caution to the wind, but even when they do, they're not going to run down this lead. This will be 20 points. He's taking all the time he needs to, just winding the clock down a little bit. He moves in and strikes this one, makes no mistake. 26 points to 6. The Tigers lead the Sea Eagles with 5.5 to go around the grounds in the New South Wales Cup. North Sydney trailing the Roosters 12 points to 6. Queensland Cup, the Hunters running away with it against South Logan, leading 26-6 in the first half. AFLW, fourth quarter, St Kilda 35, Adelaide 17. Fourth quarter in the AFL Men's, North Melbourne 122, Richmond 63, and 21 all between the Swans and Geelong in the first quarter. Cody, was it you or the Townsville callers who mentioned the refs on debut? Yes, a full-time physiotherapist in the Townsville game. Thank you, Corey. Will McInnes driving to tomorrow? What about this, Louis? About to have my first child, but still won't be my greatest day on earth as Luke Lewis did in the 2016 Grand Final.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Not sure about that. Thank you. Will Manly go short again from the restart. It might have gone forward off the Sea Eagles. It's picked up by the Tigers. They'll get 0 tackle. It's going to be a double knock-on. So the Tigers have lost the ball as they try to pick it up after Jason Saab's knock-on off the kickoff. The Tigers will get a scrum feed about 35 metres away from their own line. 0467920222. Do you think Benji will view this season as a success given recent years? Says Grimesy. Yeah, absolutely. I would.
Yeah, definitely. Not at the bottom of the ladder, where they've won 3 wooden spoons in a row. They're off the bottom. They're playing really good footy the last couple of weeks. They're still, like you keep saying, mathematically can make the semi-finals, but they've definitely gotten better from the last year.
James says Andrew would be proud of my exaggerations, and Pom Bob is making Yorkshire puddings for dinner. Thank you very much for your text messages. Don't forget, hang around, don't change the dial, because we're off to Townsville next for Quentin Hull, Lachlan Coote on debut, and Laurie Spina for the call of the Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights. And Jarrell Skelton is taking a while to get to his feet after some heavy contact. He does so, he plays the ball, and the Tigers come back into the middle of the park through Alex Twile. He'll take the tackle 9 away from the halfway line. There's less than 4 to go. The Tigers are out by 26 points to 6 with Glenn Lauder, Luke Lewis and John Gibbs on ABC Sport. The Tigers 1 metre inside Manly's territory now as Buller gets up and plays the ball, and then Terrell May, one off the ruck, a strong hit up. He hasn't stopped all game, Terrell May, but he loses the ball there as he tries to get up and play it, and Manly will get a scrum feed 12 short of the halfway line, centre field with 3.5 to go. Gibbs at Luke Lewis.
Yeah, he'll be filthy there, Terrell May. He's actually had a really good game for the West Tigers, put his hand up all afternoon, eating up a lot of metres. He's actually been really good, creating some nice quick play-the-balls there for Appy as well, but just gets it wrong right at the end there. Of only 3 and a bit minutes left on the clock, just comes up a little error and lets the pressure off the Manly side. But geez, they've been good today, the West Tigers. I've enjoyed watching them play. They've done a lot of good things out there, and it looks like they've all had a bit of fun. They're doing it with a smile on their face.
It's good to see the Tigers with a smile on their face. They've endured a lot of hardship over the last few years. Tolutau Kola plays it on halfway. Ben Trebojevic goes open side right, and the Sea Eagles through centre field will get up and play the ball through Matthew Lodge. They get 6 again, but it's pretty inconsequential at the moment as Daly Cherry Evans will try to skip away from a couple of Tigers. Then throws a long ball out the back to Tommy Talau. He has the ball 28 away from the Tigers line, and he's brought down, gets up and plays it to Cherry Evans. Long pass to Simkin at first receiver. Left-hand side they continue. Goes through the hands of Takiaho. Tavanga ends up there with Kola. Now it goes out the back to Hopewadi, who runs out of room, so he has to get away from the western touchline. Gets up, goes again. He's got no support, Lehigh Hopewadi, so 3 Tigers players bring him to ground, 10 away from the goal line. 12 in from the western touchline. He'll get up very slowly and play this ball with 2 minutes to go. Simpkins at dummy half. Open side right for Tom Trebojevic. Gets it away to Tavanga. Out it goes for Cherry Evans. Continuing on for Waddell, and Waddell is close to the line, taking a few with him, and Corey Waddell is held up in the tackle, and he'll play the ball. They kept going on there with the Tigers. The referee called held, and he was held up in the tackle, and then they dragged him to ground. So Manly get the penalty 10 away. They take the tap. See where Takiaho goes towards the post. He's a metre away, adjacent to the right hand upright. 1:40 to go. Simpkin at dummy half. Left hand side, he's looking for Tavanga to get out of the way so he can reach Luke Brooks. He does so. Brooks' a short ball for Tolutau Kola, running a really strong hole, but a big collision, and he bounces short of the line. Gets up and plays it for Simpkin. They're going close to the line through Matt Lodge now, and Lodge will score. Close to the line, Luke Brooks puts Matt Lodge through a close gap, and Matt Lodge gets over the line to score the try for Manly. It is his first of the season. He scored 12 for the West Tigers. He's on the board for Manly this year. And the Sea Eagles add a tiny bit of respectability. Luke Lewis, 26-10 with a kick to come and a minute to go.
Yeah, a couple of really strong carries close to the line there from Manly, and then this time here, Simpson comes out of dummy half, plays nice and short to Lodge. He's a big boy, he's pretty strong. It's always going to be hard to handle there. Slips out of a tackle. I can't see, right at the end of the ball gets down, but good work there from Lodge to get the ball down. Unlucky there for the West Tigers. They'll be filthy that they let that try, especially with the way that they've played this afternoon.
Touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, he made his debut, Matt Lodge, in 2014 for the West Tigers. That's his first try for Manly in his 21st game, and it's been 33 games since he scored, so they're few and far between. But what an amazing game. Manly scored in the second minute and the second last minute, and that's it.
3 days short of 3 years for Matt Lodge, scoring a try the 20th of August 2022 for the Roosters. Is Daly Cherry Evans adds the extras. 40 seconds to go. 26 points to 12 is the scoreline. And obviously Cherry Evans taking the kicking duties after Ruben Garrick was ruled out of the game early in the game with a shoulder injury. The Tigers lost Stafford Toa to a shoulder injury as well. 0467920222. David from Lawson. Blackwater Matt, thank you for your text messages. Howard from Queensland. Andrew from Hurstville as well. Thank you for your text messages and also your best wishes as well for Andrew on 0467920222. Wins for the Tigers and the Roosters in NRLW New South Wales Cup. The Roosters are leading North Sydney 12 points to 6 at North Sydney Oval. And half-time in the Queensland Cup, PNG leading South Logan 28-10. In the AFL, North Melbourne 122 leading Richmond 75, not long to go in that game. And quarter time, it's 27 apiece between Sydney and Geelong. While in the fourth quarter of the women's AFL, St Kilda leading Adelaide 35-18. There's 30 seconds to go here. Manly get a penalty 15 away from their own goal line. They'll still have to go to the other end of the field and they still trail 26 points to 12. So fairly inconsequential again as the Tigers just look to unsettle Manly off the kickoff. And it's a good touch finder from Daly Cherry Evans, 5 short of the halfway line. They'll only have one play here. There's 7 seconds to go. Tolutau Kola takes the tap, gets it away to Luke Brooks. Brooks takes it away to Cherry Evans. They spin it to the right. They might have the numbers here. Gets it away from Tommy Talau. He bounces away. Flick pass with Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans will go himself. Now he'll kick over the top for Luke Brooks. It goes across field, in fact, and it ends up in the hands of Jarrell Skelton. He'll take the tackle and take the 2 points. For the West Tigers, it has been a really impressive performance this afternoon. The Tigers have made it 2 wins in a row either side of the bye. 4 tries to 2. 26 points to 12 over the Manly Sea Eagles, who are now 4 losses in a row.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the body language of Manly at the moment, and they look tired. They look like they've got just nothing left in the tank. I've said this about Manly over the last couple of weeks. I feel like they've just sort of taken their eye off the ball week in, week out. And 4 losses in a row now. Let's look at the positive for the West Tigers. 2 wins with a bye, playing some good footy, throwing the ball around, making good meters, scoring some nice tries, and they're still thereabouts. So well done to the West Tigers. Thoroughly deserved win. I thought they were the better team all over the park, except for the first 10 minutes. But besides that, I just felt like Manly, I don't know, it's weird, like watching them. You expect so much from them, but they just never deliver, and it's quite frustrating. And I'm not even a Manly supporter.
That first minute when, Tolutau Kola goes through pretty much untouched, you thought it was going to be their day. John Gibbs will get some reaction. We'll get your 3-2-1s as well, Louis. We've got about 10 minutes before we head off to Townsville with Q, Lockie Coote and Laurie Spin for the Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights. And, looking forward to getting some immediate reaction down here at pitch level after tries to Adam Dewey, Jarrell Skelton, Sunia Taruva and Taylor May. And Manly's tries for Tolutau Kola and Matthew Lodge right at the death. Let's get down to Gibbsy.
Yeah, and Adam Dewey's joining me, and Adam has been in great form. He's been very, very instrumental in this little run of the West Tigers. Yeah. Another good effort, Adam.
Yeah, back-to-back wins. I'll do it now then. Just good to come off the bye, have a good win against the Bulldogs, and then bounce back into this, sort of start the game with the first set on the back foot, but the resilience we've shown lately is what we've been building from round 1, and it hasn't quite happened as quick for us, but we can really see we're building something, and we really want to finish the season strong.
And what was the chatter after that, Adam? Because when Kola scored after 2 minutes, it was terrible defence. About 4 of you blokes missed him. You must have thought, we stayed in the dressing rooms.
Yeah, I think we're still relaxing in the bye. But good to come out. As I said, probably get punched in the face first there in that first set, and it was a good wake-up call, nice and early, and we fought back, went into the half 12-6 up, and just carried that momentum into the second half.
Now, on your own form, that's only the 4th game that you played in the halves. You like it. I mean, this year for the Tigers, obviously you've been there before, but it's going well.
Yeah, I love it there. I feel as though with our young team and just with our spine and I feel like I can complement Jerome really well with my talk and direction, and just only them last play options. So I was there this week. Enjoy it, like playing the halves, like touching the ball a lot. So see what happens.
And obviously, been a lot said about your future, but nice to wrap up another couple of seasons with the West Tigers after all of your injury concerns. You love this place.
Yeah, it was good to get it done. I'm a local junior and supported Tigers growing up, and love my time here. Although we haven't had a lot of success, I really just feel as though the next few seasons are going to be good for us. So I'm locked in for the next 2 years, and keen to get rolling again.
Well, you've had a couple of big wins at the SFS, the Roosters, and now Manly, but you go back to Leichhardt next Sunday. That's where you love playing.
Yeah, we love playing there. Sunday over footy there doesn't get much better. So Cowboys will be up for it, but I know fans are going to turn up. They always turn up there, and we can bring them into the game with the atmosphere and make it a real fortress.
Great effort. Thanks for joining ABC Sport.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Gibbsy. Thanks, Adam Dewey, and maybe a good segue into your ABC Player of the Year points, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, well, that man we just had on radio, he gets our 3 points today, Adam Dewey. I thought he was brilliant in the first 40 and did some really good things in the second 40, and his last couple of weeks have been awesome as well. But well done to Adam Dewey for the 3. I went to Royal May for 2. I thought he was brilliant up the middle of the field. He ran a lot of hard metres, done some really nice things as well for the Tigers. So he gets my 2, and I went to number 9, Appy Koroyasau for 1. He was really good through the middle of the field, tied up the defence nicely, ran when he needed to, and obviously his service out of dummy half is brilliant.
Yeah, Terrell May had a huge game for the West Tigers. He ran for 199 metres and made 31 tackles, which is outstanding. In fact, both Mays, Taylor made 177, so they were the leading run metres for the West Tigers. And Terrell May, an outstanding game as John Gibbs looks for a bit more reaction. Let's have a look at some of the Manly leaders. Tom Trbojevic making 195, 53 tackles for Jake Simpkin, and Ben Trbojevic making 45. Let's get back down to Gibbsy.
Yeah, Appy Koroyasau, all smiles to West Tigers camp. I got to say, Appy, I know you're on a little bit of a run, and even when you're not winning, there's plenty of smiles, but the smiles are brighter in the last few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way we win these games too is what we're most happy about, you know. Obviously didn't start fast, but just the way the boys dug in there.
I don't want to attribute anything, but you were one of those among about half a dozen of you who missed Tolitau at the start. What happened?
Yeah, honestly, just got punched in the face by Manly, you know. They were up for it. They brought that intensity and they put our pants down, but I think the way the boys responded was the most important thing.
Now, I know coming off a bye, the West Tigers have had some problems in the past, but you just dispelled that, and as you say, it was a wake-up call, and the good news is you got it after 2 minutes. You look sharp. Probably execution inside the 10-metre was letting you down a bit, but apart from that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, look, it's pretty scrappy from us today, but you know that's what we're trying to build our season on. You know, it's not going to be pretty. Yeah, we like making it ugly, and obviously it wasn't great inside the 10, but at the end of the day, you know, we got the 2 points.
Now I know you're leading things, but Adam and Jerome in the half today, they were all the dancing feet of Jerome and the organisation of Adam. He's taken like a duck to water the halves.
Yeah, 100%, man. They both have such different games, but so much control. That's what you need in your halves, and you know they're doing a great job back into this season.
And you get a game at Leichhardt next week, a winnable game against Cowboys. You know, you've had some amazing games against Cowboys up there. They thrash you. You've thrashed them at Leichhardt. So anything could happen next Sunday.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, we'll probably just kick back this week, enjoy the win, and we'll talk about that on Monday.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Gibbsy getting called sir at the end of that. Thank you, Jonty. Appreciate your work down on the touchline this afternoon. And Appy Koroyasau putting in another 80-minute performance, 2 back-to-back 80-minute performances, which were actually the first 2 80-minute performances since back in round 16. So he's getting plenty of work under the legs as well, a former Manly player as well. So he'd be enjoying that one, Louis. So the West Tigers, mathematically or whatever, they play the Cowboys next week. Canberra, which will be a tough one away, and then the Gold Coast. 2 wins out of 3, it probably just get them there.
Yeah, who knows? At the end of the day, they're just going to keep winning and keep playing their best footy. They're going to have a couple of tough games in front of them, but they've shown now that they can back up, you know, week in, week out and get a couple of wins. And if they keep playing like that, if they keep attacking from all over the field and play that Benji Marshall type football, they're going to worry a lot of sides. So, fingers crossed we keep seeing them in that winner's circle, because it is good for the competition when the West Tigers are winning. We have seen them down the bottom of the comp for a long time, and I know there's a lot of players, people out there that don't support the Tigers that are hoping the West Tigers will get better. So good signs for the Tigers fans, and I'm looking forward to next week as well at Leichhardt. That'd be amazing.
They finished with 57% of the ball, and they completed at 77%. Not too good, 35 out of 45, but I tell you what, it's better than Manly's. 28 sets out of 42 at 66%.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the Tigers ran for 1,748 of 197 runs, and Manly ran for 1,360 of 168 runs. 10 offloads to 7 in favour of the West Tigers, and in terms of their defensive work, Manly missed 45 and made 365. The Tigers missed 37 and made 284, both at around 85-86%. 16 errors to 11 in favour of Manly, so just goes to show not only how scrappy it was, but also how open that game was as well. The penalty count finished 7-all, and of course it was a 26 points to 12 victory. Around the grounds in the New South Wales Cup, the Roosters lead North Sydney 12 points to 6. PNG leading South Logan 28-10 in the Queensland Cup, and in the AFL, St Kilda's beaten Adelaide 41-19, while North Melbourne has beaten Richmond in the AFL men's competition 122-81, and the Sydney Swans have beaten the Geelong Cats. I beg your pardon, they're leading the Geelong Cats 33-27. That is in the second quarter of that one. We are heading off to North Queensland in just a few moments. The North Queensland Cowboys are taking on the Newcastle Knights. Both teams desperate to avoid a bottom place finish this year, with the wooden spoon. The Gold Coast Titans are in the box seat for that at the moment, unfortunately. It has finished at the Sydney Football Stadium. Adam Dewey scored. Gerald Skelton scored just before half-time. Then Sunia Taruva and Taylor May scored tries for the West Tigers in the second half. Adam Dewey kicked 5 from 5, and the Manly Sea Eagles tries to Tolutau Kola in the first minute, Matthew Lodge in the second last minute, Ruben Garrick 1 from 1, Daly Cherry Evans 1 from 1, Ruben Garrick with a shoulder injury, Stafford Tor with a shoulder injury, and it finished 26 points to 12 at the Sydney Football Stadium. John Gibbs, appreciate your help this afternoon. It's been a big one.
Yeah, not a problem. Great win by the West Tigers, but I must say that most focus will be on Manly after 4 successive losses next week. Watch things amp up next week.
Thank you, Louis.
Yeah, thank you.